All right, cool. So, good evening, good morning, good day, good afternoon. All depends on where you're located. Back here with another one. USFL presents the Owner's Box, the only PS4 live talk show for Madden that I know of currently. And then hopefully we'll make the transition to the PS5 one day. But right now we're all on the PS4. So, year two, nothing was the same. The end of the season, man. Where you want to start?
Hey, well, I'll start by saying I'm on the PS5, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's collective.
I know. Where do I want to start? You know what? I want to start right there. It's the end of season 2. We're looking at possible playoffs, and the tagline all year was nothing was the same. Me and you had a show talking about that before the start of the season. So now, with basically the entirety of season 2 in the books, except for I think Jags Jets is a huge game. Dub, Vikings, Niners is a huge game, but I think that game's going to fare sim from what I'm seeing in the commish chat. So I think we can fairly speak about nothing was the same. So I have you started off in terms of looking at season 1 and looking at season 2. What jumped out at you? Who you feel played well? Who do you feel redeemed themselves? Who do you feel disappointed? Like, what are you thinking? How are you feeling about season 2?
I mean, it really wasn't nothing the same, right? A lot of the division winners are at the bottom from last season. Well, not a lot, just a couple. Let's say Mo is now at the bottom of his division. Bills numbers aren't the, they didn't win their division. Chargers pretty much stay the same. Looks like Browns are going to go undefeated. Mill took his division. Super Bowl champ, might win his division, might not. And the Bears lost their division. You and I, who were laughed at the most last season, looks like we both get in the playoffs. If not, then one of us for sure get in. So, nothing really is the same. I think I do want to give kudos to Fear Tonight. Bro, his quarterback was a 57 last year.
Jackson.
And he's almost went up 40 points in like 2 seasons, man. That is bananas, yo. Like, man, he the best. He the best QB in the league, in my opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got no abilities. Like, he got no abilities. He's still a star.
You know what?
That's impressive.
Everything you said itself. I watched the game the other day, and I had to call this man after the game. Literally, it was Fear Tonight's game against the Cardinals. And I talked to Candy the next day, and brother, man, Kyler Murray ain't no ass joke. Like, low key, I think he's better than Lamar. I think he throws the ball better. He's not as fast, but he's quicker, if that makes sense what I'm saying. Because I tell people,
about Murray, or we talking about or Jackson?
Oh, I'm talking about Kyler Murray. I said, I agree with everything you said. I after seeing Kyler Murray play, that dude right there, especially because Candy used him the right way. But this isn't about Kyler. I agree 100% with what you said. I actually want to touch on that topic about Tyree Jackson later on in the show. But I wanted to ask you this. So you said you're right. Really, nothing was the same. What do you feel led to all of these changes in season 2 that you spoke
of? I think Jersey Boy Don is a big part of that. The trash talking, the show, people adjusting to the game, the updates. The updates made a difference. The guys who usually run the marathon starting to figure it out. I'm still not a fan of the game overall, but I'm still figuring it out. I figured it out. Only took three actual user losses this year versus last year. The game's starting to slow down. Year one is always fast, right? We're always trying to seeing what works from the past games versus the new games. Now it's like, scratch all that. We just gonna stick with what works.
That's a good point that you said right there, because I'm a firm believer in that. And that's why it's funny. I feel like we have the same conversation every year. Every year the game comes out. Every year, certain people jump off to a good season 1, and they talking and they feeling good. And I always come out on this show and say, no disrespect, because if you won in season 1, you should be proud of your accomplishments. But I never give any of that. I don't put a lot of stock in that because I feel like the majority of two things are happening. A, everybody's trying to run the previous Madden shit that first season. And a lot of it doesn't translate, doesn't work. Secondarily, man, you get into season 2 and beyond, and you've had a chance to draft, you've had a chance to make some trades, you've had a chance to acquire free agents, and the team has more of your imprint instead of the stock garbage that you got off the rip. You know, it's a different, it makes a difference. But I will say this, and I'm actually going to give Jersey Boy some credit. He said he was playing like poop, and a lot of people got on him earlier in the season. But I'm going to say this. Whether he wins that division or doesn't, he finished 11-5. So when you talk all the shit he talked, and the bullseye's firmly planted on your back, and he had, no joke, I think the hardest schedule in the entire league, and you still win 11 games, and he played every big dog I think there was in the league.
He did.
You know, okay, 11-5 might not look as pretty as 14-2 or whatever the case is, but to me, it's more impressive what he did this season than last season, because last season, again, it was season 1. But this season, when nobody's sleeping on him, everybody's checking for him, everybody's trying to beat him, everybody circled his name on that calendar, he's got a hell of a dog in that division in Boone, and he played the toughest schedule in the league, and he still got 11 wins. I mean, hey, you know, he's for real.
Yeah, he played really good. I mean, he played good. Q Mill turned that division around.
Hey, honestly, that's one of my biggest. I've been checking for this all year. Like, honestly, I think the biggest success story in the league is Q Mill. I don't remember what he was last year, but I think maybe he won 4 games. Maybe he might have won 4 games. I could be wrong. I think he was 4-12. That man went from 4-12 to 11-4. Possibly, if he beat Jets, 12 wins. So he went from 4-12 to 12-4.
Yo, real quick, it's crazy because remember how you just said people jump out. Truck jumped out so fast year 1. What do you want? 6 games? Something like that. Bro, since that first season, Truck has only won. Since the last one, like he's only won like 4. He went like 4 and like almost 20 since his last win in year 1. Like, that's crazy to think about that. Like, to, like you say, sprint real fast, and everybody's like, "Yo, it's not a 100-meter dash. Why is he running so fast?"
Well, and that's why I tell everybody, hey man, if I won big in season 1, don't get me wrong, I feel good about it. But just me personally, I'm also known, okay, that was cool, I won. But now we're gonna get into the real playing. Like I would keep it in perspective. There was a lot of big surprises. So I'm gonna give, like, you gave me your takes, like on season 2. Some of the things I was looking at, I want to look at this real quick because there was a bunch of surprises that stood out to me that I was really, really shocked at. So I'll start on the AFC side first. Okay. First of all, Tick, 16-0. This is the quietest I think he's ever been in the chat. That man's running game and Nick Chubb, I feel like every time I look up, he ran for 300 yards. From the AFC standpoint, I know there's some other beasts there. John the Bullet, Jets, Bills. I'm wondering if anybody can take Tick down. Now, don't get me wrong. John the Bullet played a hell of a game against Tick. I want to say it was like 46-43 or something crazy just last bye. So that's definitely calm for Tick, but that surprised me. Cletus just is doing what Cletus does, making his move in the second season. Some of the other big surprises we talked about it. Q Mill, the man's. I mean, what I like about Q Mill plays a very safe, very sound, efficient game. Like, if you look at it, he's only scored 387 points and he's given up 366. So that's pretty pedestrian. But he doesn't beat himself. He plays within his system, and he plays solid in all phases of the ball. I was surprised to see Don Joe collapse down the stretch. I mean, Don Joe at one time probably was the hottest person in the league for the first half of the league. And this dude ended with like 5 losses and bail it out.
Yeah, I spoke to Don Joe. I also spoke to Doc too. They're just frustrated with just the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. And I before you say things, I owe you an apology, bro. I owe you an apology because last man, you were talking about how the run was OP, and I would swear to you it wasn't. Right? I remember we would go back and forth. I was like, it's not that overpowered. It's not that overpowered. This year, my God, it's on steroids from what it was last year. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I didn't feel it. Maybe I didn't feel it because I was able to stop it with the questionable formation that I was. But now I feel like it's so crazy now. Like anybody can give you a 200-yard rushing game, man.
But you know what though? Okay. I'm glad you get an apology because I did say that. But this year, it's not as bad as last year. And I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. Hear me out. John the Bullet was in the chat the day before yesterday, hot about the fact he couldn't stop Tick's run game. And he, it was bullshit, Nick Chubb, this and that. And my first thing I thought was, I watched John the Bullet recently play Philadelphia. To me, a lot of that's self-inflicted because the way John the Bullet plays run defense, he doesn't play conventional run defense. He wants to come down into the box with a free safety and get a running start with a full head of steam and blow you up. And his angles are bad. Okay, so I understand that Nick Chubb's a beast, but I don't think it's feasible that you can come down with your free safety, a strong safety, and blow up the run and shoot gaps every play. Like, now, let me expand upon that point. You were stopping the run in a 3-3-5 wide subset formation. That's not realistic. Okay? Nobody in the NFL plays dime in 3-3-5 wide or 3-3-5 to stop the run. Like, can you picture somebody playing the Tennessee Titans in real life today with Derrick Henry and coming out in a spread-ass subset and trying to run a safety 25 yards downfield or think you're going to get stopped that way? This shit is real unrealistic this year. Like, but what it is people are so used to using gimmicky ways to stop the run that shit got cleaned up this year. And now you have to actually put a hat on a hat and play the run out of a 4-4, a 3-4, a 4-6.
Yo, I still can't stop
defense. And since people can't do that, they think the run, it's not broke. Like you did this second game I played you, you did a hell of a job on Saquon. Whereas the other game when I played you with my backup, I ran for 250 because you refused to respect him and you thought he was going to sit in a 3-3-5 wide all game. But the second game when I played you with Saquon, you played conventional run D. When I played John the Bullet before our game got cut off, his run D was much improved from what I seen because he was playing legit run D. You have to play smart. So
it's two things, right? It's hard to stop the power formations, right? So yeah, you're right. I can't do 3-3-5 if you come out in a strong H wing, let's say, right? Single back wing tight. It doesn't work. I totally agree. The problem I'm having is even when I do a 4-6, a 4-4, a 3-4 wide, like anything that also matches the power set, it's still not working. Like, so case in point, I played Prime and Boone's League, right? And he's like 10-3, right? So I'm like, is Prime really 10-3? Like, what? I jump in the game, right? The man got the Titans. Bro, Henry. He ran 25 rushes, 416 yards, yo.
Oh,
he didn't do nothing crazy.
Wait, who was you?
Huh?
But who was you?
I was the Patriots, bro. He was running through engage 8s. I was in anything you could think of. He had the freight train, so he would break a run and get hot. He was just unstoppable. I mean, I couldn't. What I'm saying is, like, even if he comes out in them like real hard power formations, what is to match it? I would go power formation, but it's still like, it's still nothing really countering that. Like, even when I play,
all right, but that's a good point. But let's get back to real football. Like, we always talk about how we want a more realistic game, right? If you look at teams that can, let's say, contend or deal with Derrick Henry Okay, here's a perfect example. Forget Derrick Henry. I was watching the Giants Bengals in real life today, and they were saying before Daniel Jones got hurt that he would have a hard time running the RPO successfully against them because they're built to stop Lamar Jackson's RPO. So they're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe like everybody else. And sure enough, the Giants didn't really try him because they face that shit all the time. So in real football, when you're building your team, you build for your divisional opponents first and foremost because you see them all twice a year in the real game. So, I mean, in the real season. So I say that to say this. You also have to build your team accordingly. Like, you can't just take anybody and put them in a 4-4 if you don't have a nose-clogging defensive tackle.
Correct.
Weak-ass linebackers with no block shed. Like, this year, I feel like you have to be more fundamentally sound in the way you play defense because forget the run. I was one of the biggest proponents of this, and I used to do it, and a lot of people did. You find that one good glitchy type blitz, and you would just use that shit whenever you could. I remember when I played you, and you said, Ty, you know what, man, I hate that blitz because it was something. I think I was running a blitz out of the dime 146 last year, and he was like, I hate that shit because I need the mic, and I slid the cover too. It still gets through. Like, there's always those blitzes. But last year and this year, they kind of took that shit out. And it's why it's so harder to play because you have to balance out and adjust where you have your curl flats at, where you have your flats at. You have to build your team the right way. Like for me, even in this season, like I still have pretty damn good run defense. I might give up a big run every once in a while, but it's because I was fundamentally unsound. But the way my team is built, Dre's another one that doesn't give up a lot in the run game. Boone doesn't give up a ton in the run game. I mean, sometimes you're going to get gashed, but my team is built a certain way. Down to the nose tackle, the scheme I'm employing, the fast linebackers, building up the blocks on linebackers to weave through tackles. I don't try to stop the run with a safety and all this other crazy shit. So I get sound results because I'm playing sound and fundamental. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, look, they nerfed the outside run. Stretches and shit.
Yeah, terrible.
Quarterback draw, that shit is nerfed. So if you think about it, you got to eat by running up the middle of the field. Okay? So if your team is built to get off the blocks, eat up blocks, take on double teams, et cetera, and you play your gaps and your fundamental, you should be able to slow the run down. But you can't come out in 3-3-5 wide and stop the run. You can't.
I don't even do that.
A safety 25 feet up in the air, back and drop him down and then try to run 100 miles an hour and miss somebody and clearly whiff and be like, well, that sucked. Like, this is unfair. Like, you can't stop the run with free safeties and safeties.
Bro, I don't even do that. I would come out in a 5-2. He, like, even Mo, like, right? Like, we play Mo twice a year. We know,
man.
I know what's coming. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know what's coming. And I'm like, I call 4-6, he gashes it. I call 4-6 Cub, he gashes that. I'm like, yo, okay, let's try 4-4. He gashes it again. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what power formation? Like, I understand what you're saying. I'm like, yo, I gotta figure out a way to get these guys in these gaps. And it's like, he got the best offense. Like, his offense line gotta be super beefed up, or something ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
See, I agree with you. See, right there with that scenario, I agree with you. Because your D line, Ryan Kerrigan, Chase Young, Montez Sweat.
I got Allen.
Jonathan Allen. Like that right there. No. See, in that scenario, you right. Because I've always said this about Mo. And I talked to Mo about this the other day. In my opinion, Jersey Boy asked a question in the chat, and he goes, who do you fear more, Todd Gurley or Raheem Mostert? I was going to answer it, but then Dre jumped in, and I'm like, right on, Dre, because exactly what Dre said is how I feel. If it's me, I fear Gurley more because Gurley's a more complete, dynamic player. At the same time, that's still not to take away from Mo because, in my opinion, Mo has the best run game in the USFL, period. Because this dude does it with Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Raheem Mostert. I don't care what scrub you do this. I seen him do this. He's doing this year. Last year with like an 88 speed running back. Like, I don't care what scrub you give that dude. His scheme of ISO dive, ISO dive, ISO dive, ISO dive.
Bro, you know how crazy it is to see it? And it's like he still gets it off. I'm like, yo, this is mind blowing. And I'm shifting, showing blitz, crashing middle. He's still getting it off, yo. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yo.
No.
And then I look and then you go in the chat, people are like, oh, he's killing you. Bro, you know how frustrating it is to like, yo, he's gonna run the dive, hike it, dive. And he just breaks it like most he's just breaking down the sideline, like, you know, I'm like, yo, this is bananas. Rock engage 8, he's still outrunning that. Like, how you outrunning engage 8? Like,
hey, and then what cracks you up about it, like you said, he ain't breaking it to the outside and taking it to the house.
He's doing nothing.
The teeth of your defense, 90 yards.
It's a straight. It's hike, cut it left, hike, cut it right. But not hard cuts, me like a little cut and little cut.
Subtle.
Yo, this is crazy, man. And I'm like, for me, I'm like, man, it feels so OP. Like, you know, like last year, I wouldn't give up 100 yards. I'm averaging 150. Go ahead, get it. Just don't pass. Do everything else. Go ahead, get your running off. Don't pass.
But again, and I seen it in the game with the first game with me and you when I didn't have Saquon. I seen it with John the Bullet. I see it with a lot of people. There's a hard-headed reluctance on a lot of people's part to actually play run defense because y'all want to sit there and come out in these pass-heavy defenses with 8,000 zones in them. Now, the flip side of it is you can't throw the ball on y'all.
Right.
You can't. Like, y'all have the entire field sewn up. Like, when I'm watching the replay, all I see is zones everywhere. And then the dudes break out, the entire field's covered. But it's just like anything else. To be that locked out on pass, y'all have to give something up, which is the run. So, but I get why you do it because not just you, anybody. Defense is the hardest it's ever been to play this year in Madden. So it's like you have to figure out that fine balance between knowing your opponent's tendencies and banking on when you – it is hard. And don't get me wrong. I do agree with you to a degree. The run is overpowered. The only thing I was trying to say was I don't think the run is as OP as it was last year. Last year, I think it was ridiculous. I think this year is OP because people just don't have – people aren't fundamentally sound. So they're doing harm to themselves.
So explain this to me, right? Because you said it. The second time you had the Shepherd dude, right? And I already know looking at the stat, you were running Shepherd. It's 3rd and 8, right? Let's call it 3rd and 6. You come out in a spread shotgun set. Okay, I'm like 3rd and 6. I'm gonna come out like a dime 146. I see you shuffling around. All right, let me shuffle around. 0-1 trap, 8 yards. I'm like, come on, fam. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you kidding me? You know, that's the part is like.
Boone told me something a couple of weeks ago that I so agree with. This is one of the big flaws in the game. The logic on converting 3rd and longs in the game, that shit is broken.
Oh,
because
sure.
I feel like, hell, look at the game you and Boone just played. Look at Terry McLaurin play. Like, I feel like I can't tell you how many times, Gates, I could shut somebody down on 1st and 2nd down and have them at 3rd and 18. And no matter what I do, cover 4, backed up to the sticks, doesn't work. Cover 4 over the top doesn't work. Man prevent doesn't work. Man doesn't work. Like, I feel like cover 3, people hit you with these long post bombs. I feel like it shouldn't be that easy to convert 3rd and long. So, like, from a logic game developer standpoint, I feel like the way they should do it is if you're 3rd and 5, let's say you have a 70% chance of converting. If you're 3rd and 10, it should be a 50% chance of converting. If you're 3rd and 15, it should be a 30% chance of converting. If you're 3rd and 20, it should be like a 8% chance to convert. But I feel like you could convert on that now. It's so hard to stop people on 3rd down. It's garbage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, bro, he converted almost every 3rd down. And he was throwing corner routes and was like, I'm in man.
You know, exactly.
Like, I'm in man and a purple zone. Like, I'm like a man and a purple zone. And he's still just doing it. I agree. That's what it is. The logic in this game is somewhere. You know how we always talk about like how much of the game is real, how much of the game is video game. This year, it's like I don't know where the logic is. It's like it don't even feel like what. How much of it is more real? How much of it is more video game? It feels like certain parts of the game, like during the game, it's always doing this. It's always shifting.
Well, I don't know I think it was you I told this to. My honest opinion of the game this year, I feel it's a polished beta.
Oh, it's a beta.
Even if you look at the beginning, this is the corniest cover art I ever seen for a Madden game. Like, when you start the game and they show Lamar Jackson in the 5 different pictures, the shit looks so tacky and whack. It looks like I've been fortunate enough to get the beta like the last 3 Maddens, and that's how that shit looks. So when I got the beta this year and I seen the Lamar Jackson 5 different pictures, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not finished. But when the game rolled out like that, I feel like, okay, remember, they lost the developer from the Madden franchise because of all the controversy surrounding all of the bugs with franchise and make Madden great again and all that shit. And they were in between 2 consoles, so they probably got a new dude in there and said, listen, let's just add a feature or 2 to it and go with the same game we had last year and then really go hard going into PlayStation 5. So I feel like, going back to how all this came up, with Doc's frustration with the game with Don Joe, because I talked to them as well, I get it. Because I'm like you. I don't know how I feel about the game, but every time I get frustrated with the game, you know what I think to myself? There's 31 other people that's got to play under the same conditions. And if they can hang and they can win and they can figure out ways to be successful, my pride, I refuse to believe that they can figure it out, but I can't. The game is not different for Jersey Boy. He won a Super Bowl. Why can't I compete? The game's not different for Cletus. He's figured out how to compete. Gates figured out how to compete. Candy figured out how to compete. John the Bullet, Skills, all these dudes. So whenever I get into that mindset of, man, I'm tired of this shit, I'm like, listen, they all deal with it too. I'm a competitor and they figured out how to do it. So I'm not going to go out on that type of shit. That's just me.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it.
But
we got to figure it out.
Surprises.
Huh?
But going back to the year 2 numbers, the same with the surprises, because it stopped at Don Joe because I was saying the wheels came off and he lost 6 in a row. I think Bill quietly making a move toward the last to get to 8-8 and sneak into the playoffs here possibly. I think that was a surprise, because what was very surprising to me, speaking of nothing was the same, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Rail like 14-2 or some shit in season 1?
Yeah, it was something like 13-3 or something like that.
I know it was something crazy, like 14-2 or 13-3. So to see Rail at 7-9 with Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown and that squad, I'm like, what the hell happened there?
I don't know.
He didn't even win the division. Like, he's not even
right. Well, I thought he would have been able to dethrone Ted. He's way behind now.
Yeah. Another AFC surprise, Ivan. The Raiders at 6-9. Ivan had a tough schedule, but we've played with Ivan at UG. Ivan's pretty good, and Ivan always runs a really good offense. So I thought he was around the same thing last year, but I thought he'd make a jump this year. He kind of stayed the same. That was a little surprising to me. And then, like you said, the AFC South period, with the exception of Q Mill, I mean, Love Tone, Truck surprised me, 3-13. And then the
Titans won 7 games.
7-9, huh?
He will won 7 games.
Yeah, which was good to see, but really surprised to see that. And then on the NFC side, Candy bounced back. Dub is holding position. He's playing as well as he did last season. Boone's playing well. Niners is playing well. Again, we talked about Jersey Boy. Hey, he's 11-5, but looking at the schedule he had, going back to Fear tonight, 11-5. That man started 0-4, and that man had a hell of a schedule. And that man did build Tyree Jackson. Just really impressed with Fear Chicago.
And he has no ability.
Yeah,
Bucks. He has zero ability.
Hey, man. Before this new Bucks owner, who's Dub's cousin, Jay Solo, came into the league, I want to say the Bucks was like 5-8. I mean, no, like 5 and they had a losing record. It was like 3 games to 500, and I want to say the Bucks won like every game except for this last game. So props to the new Bucks owner.
So does that mean now Kirk is going to be the bottom of that vision?
I was going to touch on Kurt because I'm coming to him. Like you said, Mo dropping to 5-11 surprised me. Kurt 4-12. I don't know what's Kurt because he's been quieter than normal in the chat and everything. But then again, I know it's hard for Kurt and Mo in seasons 2 and 3 because they start out cash strapped. Like a lot of people don't realize a lot of the cuts that Saints has to make every Madden, like the beginning of the year, because he's got all these big contracts. So I don't know if it's a personnel issue, but then again, I'm looking at Kurt right now. Kurt is 4-12. He scored 395 points and gave up 631. That might be the most or amongst the league leaders, period. Kurt gave up a lot of points, so maybe he's struggling on defense too. But I don't know, personnel. I'm not used to seeing the Packers at 2-14. Pie's been the Packers for so long, and when it wasn't Packer, it was Tick. They were always a playoffs team, so to see them at 2-14 is crazy to me.
Yeah, Seahawks played pretty good.
He did. You know what? It's funny. I know Niji, he tends to watch these. Somebody said this in the chat the other day. Niji's my dude, so I didn't want to jump in there and say nothing and pound this. But I think it was Skills that said it, but it's true. I feel like every season it's the same thing. Oh, man, I'm not going to make the Alps because of a few sim games. Hey, brother, stop simming your damn games and play them shits then. Get out them streets, sit your ass down for that hour and play your game. How many times you going to get knocked out by sims and just keep letting it happen? Like, and now you got to scramble toward the end and fight for your life. Like, Niji, one of the best, most improved players in Madden in the last 3 seasons I've seen. Like, I used to routinely knock his head off.
Yeah.
AG, etc. That dude ain't no ass joke. It is hard to stop that dude, but he just doesn't play all of his games. Brother, play your damn games. Get them off.
So let me ask you this. Year 2, regular season, right? Because we haven't hit the playoffs yet. The events is in the morning. Who's your – give me your AFC MVP and the NFC MVP. Player and coach. Coach being user. Huh?
Coach what?
Coach being user. Like,
you know what?
AFC.
AFC, I got to give it to Tick. How you going to go against the only man that's undefeated? The man is undefeated.
Okay. And then who's the best?
I got to go with him as the coach of the year.
Okay. And then best player and then from the AFC. If you can give somebody MVP, who do you give MVP?
Oh, wow. You know what? Let me go to the awards real quick because I don't want to miss anybody. So, and no, I don't just look at the awards and then say what they say. I just kind of like to look and see if there's anything that jumps out at me. Yearly awards, AFC. You know what? I was tempted to say this guy, and I might have to stick with it. I gotta go Nick Chubb. Like, not just because they're defeated, but if Tick can, he won't throw the ball at all the whole game. He's just gonna keep feeding Chubb, and Chubb's just gonna keep beasting. It was weird because before Don Joe went on this horrible skid, I would have given it to Tongo Vailoa, his quarterback.
That's what I was gonna pick.
Shit. Absolutely crushing shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna pick.
Well, the only reason why I had to, but they lost 6 in a row, man, and then the MVP can't be on your squad when you lost 6.
Most valuable player. That's like Kenny Smith and them used to say, "I'm the man, but my team sucks." I can't help that. You know what I'm saying?
No. Like if you are the man, you can't get 1 win in 6 games.
I think you know how, man. I think Don Joe got himself out of the game mentally.
Mm-hmm.
First loss, he's frustrated. Second loss, he's frustrated. Third loss, he's pissed. Fourth loss, he's like, F it. Fifth and sixth, he's like, yo, I'm done with the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done. I think that just played a lot of it was mental. Chubb looks like he's about to get almost 3,000 rushing yards, which is like.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, shit. Now that's an MVP. Your team is undefeated. And you damn near at 3,000 yards.
Yeah, for sure. If
every game.
Yeah, I agree. I got advice for T. Will right now. T. Will, if you're watching this, you mimic Tick's game plan. You copycat his run scheme. You basically got Nick Chubb, the better version with Henry.
Yeah.
Prime ran 400 yards, man. The man's break tackle is 98 with Derrick Henry, man. He's unstoppable. I don't even want to see Tick. I don't know. I don't even know what their stats are. I can only imagine. He's in 2,700 yards. I would probably come out and goal line every play and just let Tick figure it out. But yeah, I'm coming goal line.
Yeah, not for real.
Goal line, bro.
I'd stay in all them power sets too. 1-3-1, one running back, 3 tight ends. All of shit.
You're right.
Run down with your safety if you want. That dude's probably 215. Unless he's Jamal Adams or Harrison Smith, come down with your safety if you want.
Yeah, for sure. Put a line, but you need to run around linebackers back there. Everybody linebackers, right? In fact, defensive linemen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, for real. No corners on the field.
I got one corner.
Safeties.
That's it. One corner. He just got to be fast. Just be fast enough to stay with the receiver, just in case he tries to throw the ball. That's it.
Yeah.
Who you got NFC? Coach and player.
Ooh, wow. The NFC is hard, man, because Jersey boy, like I said, with that schedule to still finish, 11-5, fear tonight to come down from an 0-4 hole, dub to maintain excellent gameplay season over season, Candy to really assert himself, coach of the year. Oh wow. I'm stuck on that one, brother. I can't, because I can see 3 or 4 people who I can tell an argument for. Even the player of the year on the NFC side is tough because you can definitely, like you said, really pound the Tyree Jackson point home. But Gurley and Mostert and Kyler Murray, the top 4, freaking phenomenal. And not to my own horn, but if Saquon didn't miss his 6 games as usual, he was on all kinds of record paces. But those top 4, Jackson, Gurley, Mostert, and Kyler, and Mostert missed 6 damn games or something like that. You know what? I'm going Raheem Mostert for the player of the year. That dude missed 6 games and still got the numbers he got.
Man. I love to throw the ball, right? I've never thrown the ball 6,000 yards, man. You know what I'm saying? The man is before week 17, man, he was at 5,994 yards, man, with like 64 touchdowns, man.
That's true. But what else does Philly have? Think about what you said earlier. We play the man. When you know all he's going to do all game long is dive and ISO your shit, and he can still routinely ground out 250, 300 yards every single game and miss 6 games and still have the numbers he has?
I'm not saying that. But Moser comes already ready to go. Tyree's, bro, the man built him up almost 40 points overall. It's bananas, yo. Just think about that. 40 points, bro.
That's just crazy.
You know how hard it is to get 40 points overall?
Yeah.
I had Chase Young. I think he went up 3 since the game launch, bro. And I got him on all the training joints. The man went up 40. Come on, man. And I've never thrown 6,000 yards. Even on my undefeated when I didn't throw 6,000 yards.
It's funny because remember how I said I wanted to talk about Tyree Jackson later on in the show? Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say. It's hard for me to see the same people season in and season out routinely not improve, because I won 3 effing games in my worst Madden season ever of any Madden last year. And I won 10 and I'm playoff bound possibly right now. Tyree Jackson started out 50-something overall. Cletus routinely takes a bad team and builds them up. I think why a lot of people lose during the season is because they lose in the offseason. The people who I see routinely just stagnate and don't improve. They don't make trades. They don't pick up free agents. These are normally the same people who don't join the draft. I watch people's games. I talk to Mo about this. Bro, Your coach has 40,000 points. You know what that tells me? All of them points in practice, you ain't applying to a none. You didn't apply them to none of your player progression packages. So even when you train your dudes, they ain't gaining shit. And I feel like a lot of people just have the mentality of, I just want to pick up the sticks and play the video game. They don't want to coach. They don't want to GM. And it's like, listen, everybody here wants to pick up the sticks and play the video game. But you got to manage your cap. You got to make hard decisions and cut dudes so they don't hamstring you. You have to pick up talent. You got to spend coaching points. You got to purchase packages. You got to lab. You got to scheme. You got to come up with shit. So I feel like any and everybody, you had a down season last year. You bounced back. I had a down season. I bounced back. Candy greatly improved. It can be done. There is no reason to routinely just underperform every single season with no improvement. I don't understand that. This man took somebody, like you said, and improved him 40 points in 2 seasons.
And he still got no abilities.
Right.
It's not like he did it and dude got quick. He got no abilities yet.
I mean, you gotta listen. We don't always inherit the team we want, but you gotta know what you want to do as a coach, how you want to play the game, and then get dudes to play that way. It's like me last season. Yeah, I took some L's. I took a lot of L's, but I trimmed the fat during last season, and I took a bunch of young, untested dudes out of free agency, and I made some trades, and I took my L's, and I let them dudes run around with a lot of speed and no awareness, and I built up these dudes to play the type of way I want to play to where I can make a difference this season. There's no reason to just routinely not improve. I don't get it. It can be done. It's not that difficult.
Agreed. I mean, you just got to put the work in, man. You got to
you got to play the game within the game. And like I said, you know what? You got to win the off season to have a chance to compete in season.
Agreed. You got at least, you need at least one goal. You need at least one goal training thing on both offense and defense.
Let me give you some perspective. Arguably, the most improved player in the league was Q-Mel. Go back to Q-Mel's offseason. Q-Mel got one of the best corners in the draft in the top with its top 6 pick. Mm-hmm. Q-Mel spent maybe the most money in the offseason. He got Jadeveon Clowney, I think, over there. Well, he got like 2 really big hot. He got William Jackson III. I want to say he got Jadeveon Clowney. Or he got another really big high-priced free agent. So he drastically overhauled and improved that team, and now he's winning. I went from 3 to 10. I brought in Epson Griffin. I got the top corner in the draft. I traded for John Ross last season. I'm not saying I'm all that. The point I'm making is I knew the team that I inherited wasn't going to get it done on the field. So I played defense. I took my losses, and I went out and got people that can make damn plays. And also, because I use my coach packages and I develop my dudes, the overall of my team went up drastically, and dudes improved all across the board to where I'm building dudes like Lorenzo Carter, getting them to superstar. I'm building dudes like Jabril Peppers, getting them to superstar. You know, it can be done, man.
And Q-Mel's got the best defense right now in the league, I believe.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Like up top, at least top 3.
As it stands right now, the top 6, because that's what comes up as 6. The Pittsburgh Steelers have the number 1 defense in the league. The Jaguars are 2.
Oh, okay.
The Chiefs are.
There you go. Who would have known? Yo, you could not have told me Bill would have the best defense right now in the league.
Well,
and Q-Mel would be number 2.
You're right. Bills 1, the Jags 2, the Chiefs 3, the Cowboys 4, the Niners 5, and I'm at 6.
Yo, Bill's record, bro, is 500, right?
Yeah.
Chiefs record 6-10. Who's after the Chiefs?
The Cowboys.
Moondog's record 6-10.
Yeah. And then it's Dre.
So basically, five out of the 6 teams don't even have winning records, and they got the top defenses.
Well, okay, there's 3 out of 6. Because I have a winning record, Dre has a winning record, and the Jags. But then the 3 with tied even or losing records, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys.
That's crazy.
Well, it is, but now I also be willing to.
No, I mean that's kudos to them though. That's kudos to them though. You know
Absolutely.
That's kudos to them.
Absolutely. Let me see who has the most. Hey, now you're right. Top 3 in sacks. Number 1, the Steelers. Pressure versus pipes, man.
It's crazy.
You have to really worry about playing coverage and adjusting and usering if you can get to the QB. Cam Hayward alone has half of them sacks. I want to say Cam Hayward had like 24 sacks for him this season, and he got 42.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? Any other Madden before, we would say, yo, never play the defensive line. So never play the defensive line. No, it's been a couple of times I'm on the defensive line. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and just shut this guy out the way.
Hey, man, Mo is devastating with that user and Fletcher Cox. You don't look up, bang.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm like, man, don't ever play the defensive line. Now I'll be looking like, maybe I need to play the defensive line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, top 6, because only 6 come up. The top 6 in sacks. 1 is the Steelers. 2 is the Browns. 3 is the Bucks. 4 is me. 5 is the Bears. And 6 is the Pats. Top 6 in picks. Number 1, Candy in the Cards. Number 2, John the Bullet in the Chargers. Number 3, Fear the Night in the Bears. Number 4, Cletus in the Jets. Number 5, Creasy in the Pats. Number 6, Tick in the Browns. Offense, top 6 since this is the year in review. Number 1, the Bears. Hey, man, you starting to maybe win me over the Tyree Jackson for MVP argument, too, because I'm looking at their numbers, and I hear how ridiculous they are.
Bro, he got a running back with 1,200 yards, 3 receivers with over 1,000 yards, and he got 6,000 yards passing.
Tyree Jackson. I changed.
Come on, man. With a guy who's 57. MVP. With a guy who's 57.
MVP.
Come on, man.
You converted me. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
And he hasn't even got his. You see what I'm saying? And he hasn't even got his abilities yet. If he becomes superstar next year, and X Factor, what? Come on, man. He's gonna be a problem, yo.
Top 6 offenses in the league. The Bears 1. Skills in the Bills 2. Don Joe and the Dolphins 3, Tick in the Browns 4, Candy in the Cards 5, and Jersey Boy and the Falcons 6.
Sounds about right.
You and me are kind of up there too. 6. Chargers are 7, Niners are 8, Panthers are 9, Seahawks are 10, Eagles 11, football team is 12, Jets are 13, Giants are 14. Passing yards. Bears 1, Bills 2, Dolphins 3, Cards 4, football team 5, Seahawks 6.
Yo, it's crazy to hear Candyman being up there and passing, and the man doesn't really pass.
What's crazy?
Crazy.
What's crazy is what you've been doing with McLaurin, man. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's just me. That's just user catching, man. A lot of that's user catching. It's me just going to go get it, man.
Yeah. The top 6 in rushing. The Eagles 1, the Browns 2, the Panthers 3, the Falcons 4, the Giants 5, the Steelers 6. That's another thing along with Bill. It's like the old adage goes. Defense wins championships. The man's got the most sacks in the league, the best defense, and a top 5 rushing attack. So as long as you just the foot throwing the ball, let him travel, man.
Right. I was going to say, Bill, I don't even understand why you even throwing the ball.
Yeah, that shit travels.
Yeah, why are you even throwing the ball? Why even just give McFarland the ball along with Connor? Don't even let Rosen. Don't even let Rosen keep it real simple.
Man, I'll tell you who's got a devastating offense is the Chargers. I told John the Bullet. There was 2 plays he hit me with yesterday. No, 2. There was about 4 plays. When I tell you I couldn't play any better coverage, the dude was literally on his head.
Mm-hmm.
It had a slight reaction, but not enough to get the ball, but enough of a reaction where I thought I picked the ball, and then it was like touchdown. I'm like, what? I thought I was coming back the other way. He's scoring the most points per game in the league. Top 6 scoring offenses. 1 the Chargers, 44.0. 2 the Bears, right behind them, 43.2. 3 Tick, 43.1 in the Browns. Skills in the Bills, 42.3. Candy in the Cards, 41.5. And Cletus in the 6 hole at 38.6.
Bro, so that means, look, you go into the game, they on your schedule. You're already down 40-0.
Hey, think about it, man. We talk about how hard to play defense, and then you're right. You looking at them dudes like,
bro, any one of them teams you name come on my schedule, I'm already down 40-0. It's like I got to score 40 to even compete.
You right, and passing touchdown, like you said, Bears won 64. That shit is crazy.
Yo, I've been watching Candyman's games, man. He looking good, man. He looking real good out there.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray looking real comfortable out there.
Wow.
And he got both of them safeties. Both his safeties got stars and stuff on them. He looking real good out there, man.
Hey, man, when I played Chargers, I looked up and I feel like I seen X's and stars everywhere. I'm like, shit.
Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere.
Hey, I feel like I was looking at the Christmas tree out there. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. I was looking at all his defense. He had X's and stars everywhere. I was like, okay. Tick team is on steroids. Somebody need to test them boys out there, man.
For real. Hey, so the top 6 passing teams, touchdown-wise, Bears 1, Bills 2, Dolphins 3, Chargers 4, Seahawks 5, Cardinals 6. Top 6 rushing touchdown teams, Browns 1, Eagles 2, Panthers 3, Giants 4, Falcons 5, Steelers 6. Like, hey, ain't going back to it. I always wanted to see this. Most penalized teams, top 6. The Packers won 50 penalties for 482. The Lions 2. The Rams 3. The football team 4. The Chiefs 5. 6. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm getting a bunch of penalties.
Damn, I don't feel that bad then because I always felt I was heavily penalized. I only had 25, but I know last season that shit was probably crazy for me. Turnovers. Who's leading the league in turnovers? Giveaways. Who's turned the ball over the most in the league? The Rams 1, the Colts 2, the Saints 3, the Chiefs 4, the Broncos 5, the Texans 6.
That's why they are where they are, man. The turnovers.
That has a lot to probably do with that. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
What's the name? Set the tone's quarterback's thrown 54 interceptions, man.
Jeez.
B.L.
Brown, that dude was throwing Mahomes like 6 or 7 a game.
Yeah.
Top 6 in takeaways. Chargers 1, Bears 2, Cardinals 3, Patriots 4, Bills 5, Jets. Hey, man, the Bears shit is scary, man. That shit is all over, man.
In every category.
Goodness.
Them in the cards in every category. Bills, you said a lot of the same teams. Crazy. Well, let's go playoffs, man. Let me hear your thoughts about the playoffs.
Oh, wow. It's tough because it's been the races are so good right now and it's so close. Okay, so let's look at the NFC side of the bracket. I'm only going to go with what's here.
Sure.
I'm looking at the NFC side. So the first wild card matchup would be Cletus and the Jets versus Bill and the Steelers.
But that's AFC. AFC?
AFC.
Okay, you said NFC. That's why I was like, what?
I'm sorry. Yeah, AFC. It will be Cletus's Jets at Bills. I mean, Bills Steelers at Cletus's Jets.
So it's Jets and Bills?
No, Jets and Steelers.
Jets and Steelers.
Bills, Steelers. So yeah, Jets and Steelers. I feel that's kind of tough for Bill and the Steelers because traditionally he doesn't do well against Cletus. But I feel like what you said is so true. He has the formula. He has the number one defense in the league, and he runs the ball well. Cletus doesn't give up a ton of rushing yards, but I feel like it's going to be super important for Pittsburgh to stay within themselves and pound the rock and play good D.
I would try to win that game 3-0 if I was Bill.
Yeah, I agree.
I would run the ball, chew all the clock up, and play good solid D. And that's what I would do. I would try to limit. I'm giving his main running back, and I'm giving Connor the ball. Like, this man is so catered. It's so not catered to, but it's so. It gives power backs. You know, before we wouldn't even draft power backs. This man right here, bro, power backs are it. They are it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, imagine if I would have had from the Giants Brandon Jacobs from a few years ago.
Yeah. Chubb is approved for that. I mean, Mo guy is fast as all hell. So you gotta have a very fast running back, or you can have a power running back. You got a power running back with some speed, man. I'm telling you, give him freight train, arm bar, and something else, man. He's a problem. If I'm Bill, I'm gonna try to. My mind says I'm winning this game, running the ball, playing solid D, and don't give Cletus the ball that much. But that'll be my game plan.
No, and that's a great game plan, and that's the way that Steelers has to approach that.
Yeah. You got to go like how the team is really built. Run the ball. Rosen convert on third, back to running the ball.
And just be patient because Jets doesn't give up a lot of rushing yards. So you got to be willing to stick with it. That's what I like about Mo or Tick or the people that we think are exceptional runners. They'll deal with 1 yard, 1 yard, 2 yards, 1 yard, 2 yards. A lot of average people at a certain point go, well, I can't run the ball. And they're just going to start airing it out. But boom, all of those types of guys, they'll run on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Mo will come out and dive on 3rd and 16, bro.
Hey, for real. And get it.
And get it.
You know what I'm saying?
And get it. After he ran the play twice before that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just ran the dive 3 times in a row, and you just get it on the 3rd and 16.
For real.
The
next matchup, that's what I'm going to do. Instead of giving who I think is going to win or lose, maybe we can do another show Tuesday or something when everything is set and come with game winners and losers. But I like what we just did right there when we broke down the keys to success. I didn't break down Cletus's keys to success because I feel like if Cletus does what Cletus does,
that's it.
He should win that game.
That's it. Be yourself.
He can break down.
Yeah, be yourself.
Yeah. The next game would be the Miami Dolphins of Don Joe and John the Bullet's Chargers. Now, for this one, the key for Miami, you have to find your inner qualm. You have to find some Musa, brother. Obviously, you came out really well. The stuff you does works. Whatever is frustrating you mentally, you have to try to push that to the side and really try to focus on slowing down the Chargers' offense. Because Don Joe and the Dolphins can score some points, but you have to slow down the Chargers to have a chance to win that game. That's the key to the game for me.
I would say Don Joe, all that, 6 games lost and all that's irrelevant. You made the playoffs. Let all that go. Everybody's at 0. Everybody's record is 0-0. You got to win 4 games to get to the Super Bowl. 4 games to get to the Super Bowl, right? You just got to go 4-0, bro. Let all that, whatever frustration you have, and just do what you did to get you 4 wins prior to the season. You should win. John the Bullet, I mean, you already, just be yourself.
You know what? That's a good thing we can do. You know what? As we give these game plans down, we can do it this way, or I can take one team, you could take the other and break down the keys for just that team to win. What do you want to do? Or do it the way we do it now?
You pick a team, I'll pick a team.
Okay. So the next matchup would be Skills in the Bills against Q-Mill and the Jags. Who you want?
You go first. No matter. I'll take the other team.
I will take the Jags. Keys to the victory for the Jags: consistency, and like you said, and like we told Jersey Boy Don, do you. You have a very pedestrian offense, but pedestrian is no insult. It's clean, it's efficient, it's not anything that's mind-blowing or scary, but it wins games in a lot of them. Stay within yourself. Don't get caught up in trying to match points with Buffalo. On offense, stick to the basics. Stick to the basics and the fundamentals. And on defense, keep the Bills in front of you. I feel like Buffalo will run the ball from time to time to try to keep you honest, but he wants to go vertical. Keep him in front of you, frustrate him, and make him earn his way up the field. And on offense, if you're the Jags, stick to being efficient.
We need to see if Q Mills' glass slipper is still active. He's having one good year. It was a Cinderella year, or is he the real deal? I mean, he got one good receiver that he seems to target, and I don't know if Q Mill can beat man press yet. So if I'm Skills, you gotta learn how to beat my man scheme, and prove to me that you are who you are and you're not in a soft division. That's what I'll
say this. I'll say this one thing. I forgot who I just watched play Jags. It was a good game. Jags lost, but whoever it was he played, this was recent, kept trying to press him, and Chark kept beating him over the top. Chark's a monster. I used to be the Jags for a long time in UG. Mm-hmm. Chark is physical and he's fast.
Mm-hmm. But Skills got enough. Skills will be the guy who will press and then use it at corner just to make Q-Mill throw it and bait him into a user pick.
Well, you're right, because whoever he played, that's what was happening. They would press Chark. Chark would beat the press, but they would drop coming down with that safety and causing havoc and actually pick Q-Mill off a few times for that. Because once Chark got the separation from the corner, he was playing the safety. Damn it, who was he playing? It was like a year or two ago. It was a good game, too. Okay, so on the NFC side, we'll start with, the Brothers in Arms.
Who's that?
Brothers in Arms. Hey, man, you got COVID, bro? Keep in, you cough, you good?
Nah, man, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I'm just checking on you, man.
Yeah, I'm good. Coughing ain't allowed in 2020, man. I'm trying to.
Hey, I was telling my man this. I was like, what sucks? It's the winter, so we get normal, regular colds, but you can't even cold now. People going to be looking at you like, hey, man. I'm like, nah, you got a cold, man.
And I be in these houses, man, walking in with no mask, like looking at these rehab houses, man. It'd be all dusty and moldy in there. I gotta start wearing masks in them joints, man. Killing my lungs, man.
Absolutely. So on the
Who's
NFC
the first game?
Huh?
First game in NFC. Who is it?
The Brothers in Arms.
Is that Mo and Gates Boy Don?
Tonight in Chicago, it's C-Dub and the Vikes.
C-Dub and Fear Tonight?
Yeah.
I'm going
I'll take Dub. I'll take Dub one. Okay. The first thing you got to do if you the Vikings and C-Dub is get Fear Tonight out of your head. And I'm not necessarily saying he's in your head, but Dub mentioned in the chat, they've been playing each other a lot lately. And Fear Tonight keeps figuring out ways to beat Dub. So at a certain point, if you Dub, maybe you're looking at this going, man, shit. Like you can't go into the game mentally defeated. So forget the past, forget the previous records, forget the fact that Chicago's was successful against you. Pound Dalvin Cook. I mean, we've all said and known for a while now how important Dalvin Cook is to what Minnesota does. Bro, you lost 2 games or 3 games this season and 2 or 3 last season, so you don't lose often. I like what you said earlier. Dub, be you and do you. Funnel the game through Dalvin Cook, and then on defense, Chicago is so damn explosive. I'll say the same thing I said about Skills. You can't shut down Chicago, but you got to keep them in front of you. You cannot let the Bears go vertical. Just keep them in front of you and wait for a mistake. And on your end, just be patient. Run your game plan through Cook and forget the fact that you've lost a few in a row to the Bears. Do you and be you.
I mean, pretty much gave Fear Tonight his formula, man. I was gonna say make C-Dub beat you with either. He has to do what I like to call Candyman formula, right? Mine is Candyman not this year. Normally, Candyman has a crazy running year, not a good passing year. So people who have great running backs, I'll say two things. You got to have the best career day in your life, or you're going to have to try something else. So you got to figure out either shut Cook down all the way, or you got to basically let him do it all by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to run Dalvin Cook, then go ahead and run him. But you've got to have the best day of his career to win the game. That's on my mindset. And then on offense, you got to avoid the hit stick. We already know that he loves.
Yeah. I don't like that.
If you running around and it's first quarter, he hits you with a hit stick fumble, bro. Bring out the stiff arm. Maybe even go conservative. Don't even play around. You know what I'm saying? Don't play around because always hold R1 when you're out in the field. Conservative catch. Avoid the hit stick as much as possible. That's what I would say. And either Cook is going to either win him all himself, or somebody else is going to have to beat you. So, what's the next game?
The next game is Jersey Boy Don and the Atlanta Falcons versus Pastor Moon and the Carolina Panthers. Who you want to take?
I'm gonna go with Boone, man.
So you're gonna break down what Boone needs to do to win?
The man calls you a bum, man. The old bum, man. I don't even need nothing else to say, man. Like, stop playing with the young boy, man. He don't respect you. Make him respect you. That's it. We already know. All right, to be honest, here we go. I'm gonna break this game down. Girly, get in trouble, force throw to Julio Jones.
You actually really good. You know what? You really good to do this because you just played Jersey Boy and got that big win. So you're really good to speak on this.
Yeah, it's shut down Gurley, force throws to Julio Jones. Get him a third down. Keep an eye on Julio Jones. That's it. You got to be able to get throw. Huh?
Hey, just so you know, Julio's out.
Oh, well, then it's force throws to Calvin Ridley.
Like some crazy shit, too, like 25 weeks or some shit. So he ain't coming back no matter what.
Then it's force throws to Calvin Ridley. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Force throws to Calvin Ridley. Gurley, run the ball. And two things. We already know. And he's probably due, Ty. You know, two things for Gurley. He's either going to fumble or he's going to get hurt.
He is due for one or two. Those two. I can't believe Gurley got through those season, but you're right.
Here we go. You're right. So now we know he hasn't been hurt, but he's been fumbling. One of them's going to happen this game. And if, God forbid, Gurley get hurt, Jersey Boy John is done. He's done. He's done. Control Gurley, and that's it. He says he has no Gurley. He says, I have no Gurley, and I have Julio.
That's right. He is Falcons against the world right now.
And I'm still here. That doesn't matter. So now you're done. Shut down the no name and watch Calvin Ridley. That's it. What is your advice for Jersey Boy?
That's right. Hold on 1 second. Against the world right now. What's my advice now for who?
Jersey Boy Don. That's what you got.
I told this to Mo. Because me and Mo talk on the phone a lot. And I said one thing, just my own opinion, one thing that I think that's hurt Jersey Boy is I consider him a pass-first guy. And he so fell in love with running with Gurley. And Gurley's dynamic, and he's a weapon, and he's awesome. But I feel like that made Jersey Boy's pass game, which I felt was so lethal, suffer because he just fell in love with trying to Gurley against the world and Gurley Street. And I feel like Jersey Boy's got to play a real clean game because the way Boone's been playing real of late, it's very hard to get a stop or turnover because it's such a clean, precise West Coast type of offense, check downs, short runs, check downs, short runs. But if you sleep on him, he will hit you over the top with Moore or Robbie Anderson or somebody. So you got to be on your P's and Q's. If I'm Jersey Boy on defense, I just keep Boone in front of me. you know what? If you want to check me down and dive up the middle all the way up the field, you got to do that for 13 or 14 plays. And I'm going to gamble that I got enough athletes, I got enough IQ and intelligence to make you make a mistake. And then on offense, you know what? Prove to me that you can shut Gurley down, but also try to sprinkle in some play action and enough passing to where you can't key in on Gurley. Because even though he hasn't shown it this year, Jersey Boy's always had dynamic passing. He's enamored with this Gurley shit to the point where it's costing him passing wise. But remind some people why you do have a dynamic offense. Run it through Gurley. But even though you don't have Julio, don't be afraid to push the ball down the field. And then, like I said, on defense, just keep Boone in front of you and make him take his time going up the field.
Okay. What's the next game?
Myself and the Saints.
The Saints?
Excuse me. Myself and the Niners. San Fran, if that holds, because I don't know.
We'll just do it as of right now.
Okay, we'll do it as of right now because I don't know it. I want to say with me and you, I think I have the advantage because every single category we have is the same. The only thing I have more than you is points forced, but every other thing we have is exactly right.
Then right. Madden, that usually gets you in.
But I want to say Dub and Niners is a fair sim. I don't know what a sim law if Niners loses. I don't know what that does to him being in the playoffs or that 5-hole.
How many losses does he have?
Oh shit! I want to say Dre's 11-4.
Oh, he's in regardless.
Well, let me double check that then. I think you're right though. I think
he's in regardless. And then you get the edge because of points for. That's how it normally goes.
The Niners are. What the hell are they? I don't even see the Niners on here.
Yeah, 11-4.
Oh, they clinched. You're right. They're 11. They clinched automatically. So that okay. So it's me and Dre. So, you know what? You'll be a good person to speak on this because you play me often. So I'll take myself in terms of what I think I need to do against Dre, and then you can speak for what needs to be done to beat me because obviously you'll have good takes.
So what are your keys to success?
Dre plays real sound defense. He loves that 4-3. No matter what year version of Madden it is, he's going to come out at 4-3. He plays real conservative. I've always said this about Dre. It's really hard to beat him over the top. So my key to success is when you playing him, I got to be patient and take what he gives me. I can't try to force deep shots and big shots to Ross or Ingram or anybody like that because he'll concede sometimes underneath, but you cannot beat that dude over top. So for me, I have to be patient. I have to be smart. I have to be efficient. Don't force throws. Throw the dudes that's wide open. Make him show me he can stop Saquon and deal with Saquon, and then just be patient from there and take what he gives me on offense. On defense, he's not afraid to throw it. He's in love with Brandon Ayuk, and he's pretty dynamic over the top, but he'll only take a deep shot if it's there. Other than that, he's going to try to find what's the tight end? The tight end.
Kittle.
It's Kittle. If he's going to throw the ball on offense, especially if it's deep or on third down, or when he needs, it's going to be the Ayuk or Kittle. So those are the two dudes I got to watch. And I got to definitely deal with the run. He wants to run first, but he'll pass if he has to. So to me, on offense, be smart. Don't force it. Don't try to go over the top unless it's absolutely there, which is rare. Over the top is there. Make him shut down Saquon and don't make mistakes. And then on defense, keep my eyes on Ayuk and Kittle. Deal with his run, and when he needs it, watch Ayuk and Kittle.
Yeah, I would say for Dre, defensively, he has to be able to stop the O1 track runs. He has to always don't leave John Ross on the island by himself with somebody. And keep an eye on Ingram, especially going up the seams if you're gonna do something like a cover 2 or cover 3, I would say that you got to can't let Ross go deep, like on the post and behind you. Don't leave him out there on the line. Always keep a safety around. Got to be able to stop the run, especially 0-1 track runs, and keep an eye on Evan Ingram. Offensively, you got to be able to run the ball, even on ties, confuse fronts when he's shifting and pinching and crashing and all that. You either stick with the run or not. And don't be afraid to take deep shots. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to. He has to make you respect it. Even if he doesn't get it, he has to make you play honest. You know what I'm saying? He can't just allow you to just shift and do all that crappy shifting that you do, and there's just after he has the ball, you just standing around with you get to run around roaming free because he's not going behind you. Everything is in front of you. So he has to force you to be honest and play your position on defense. So that's what I would say. And then all you guys got to just get ready for Candy, and y'all good luck. Because the man got
you gave some really, really good, sound, thorough breakdowns and analysis, man.
Y'all be watching, yeah.
I'm dead ass, man. Like we gave some really good takes on breaking these games down. Obviously, the 1 seed in the AFC is the Cleveland Browns, and the 1 seed on the NFC side are Candyman and those Cardinals.
If you play Tick, man, you got to be able to stop his run, man.
Well, you're right. But here's what's tricky. But now here's the one thing about Tick that's scary. If I play Tick, I'm focusing on the run. But you also got to keep in mind the dude still has Njoku, Jarvis Landry, and Odell Beckham. Now, for me personally, Tick's gonna have to beat me in the air. I'm not saying he can't.
Gotta beat you in the air.
Yeah, I'm not saying he can't, but guess what, man? Like, I refuse. Or here's the other thing. Because there's another thing I do, and I used to do this to Boone way back in the day. When Boone had a devastating run game. I mean, it's always been good, but I'll let you run that up the field, but keep the run in front of me and tighten up in and around the red zone.
I haven't had that much success. I haven't had that much success with the run this year, so I'm not giving out no run defensive tips.
Well, see, I've done that, though. I'll let certain people – I kind of do that with Mo. I know he's going to get some, but you're not breaking off 80 and 90-yard runs. I'm going to let you keep getting your 4, your 5, your 4, your 5, your 4, your 5. And then when I get to when you get to my 40, I'm a little braver to mix up my calls because I really can't get burned over top because of where you're at in proximity on the field. You're not killing me. Look, Nick Chubb's a tank. But that dude ain't got 97 speed. You can catch up to that dude if you have the right personnel. Mm-hmm. So it depends. You got to go one or two ways against Tick. You either have to say, I'm taking away your run, and you're going to have to beat me with the top. But I have enough respect for his passing game and Jarvis and Odell and Njoku to not 100% sell out. So for me, I'm going to let you inch up the field and then tighten up when I'm in a point where your pass can't kill me. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pass. You go ahead and beat me in the air. Something that you've not been comfortable doing. I don't want that Chubb train moving forward. Beat me in the air. Prove it to me that Odell and them can do it without Chubb. That's how I play Tick. If I play Candy, I need Candy to go back to running. I don't want to be chasing college. You got to keep it contained and a spy at all times. Contain a spy at all times. Don't come out with no 3-dime set type of defense, like 3 linemen type of defense, other than the 3-4. Don't come out no dime, 1-4-6, no dollar, because he's going to come out a spread and he's going to audible to an inside zone or something like that. You don't want that problems. Or Kyler Murray is going to take off when he doesn't like the coverage he sees, he's going to take off. So it's keep it contained and a spy. And I'm coming to all 4 down linemen sets.
That's the thing that scares me the most. To be honest, more than the devastating running game, more than the devastating passing game, the thing that scares me the most is a scrambling quarterback.
Yeah,
because
it's gotta be danger. Your spot got to be a strong safety, like a sub linebacker package, 90 speed, strong safety or linebacker or something. Don't go out there with no 84 speed spy linebacker, bro. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. He got to be as close as 90, if not 90. If you got a cornerback that you ain't really using, put him in the sub linebacker package or something, and put him on a spy all game. All he does is watch Murray. You remember how the Eagles used to beat Michael Vick, like back when they had who was that great defensive coordinator the Eagles had in real life? Not Buddy Ryan, after him.
You said Buddy Ryan?
Not Buddy Ryan, after him.
Jim Trotter?
No.
Because after that, they had Trotter for a long time.
They had another old dude.
And they had Buddy Ryan, they had Jim Trotter. Trotter was
it Johnson? Jim Johnson was his name or something like that?
Yes, it was Jim Johnson. Yes.
Every time they played Vic and him, he had a guy, all he did was spy on Vic. That's all he did. He didn't care about no running. All his home, you need a guy like that. Like, yo, all we're gonna do is your whole main focus. Don't let him run the ball. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing for Candy. Yo, you gotta run the ball, bro. I don't want this new version of your offense where Kyler Murray's, running the sideline to sideline, standing, planting. You got receivers crossing routes, and it's crazy. I'm like, bro, just go back to basic Candy. Run, occasional screen. I can deal with that. And then on defense, stay away from his use. I would stay away from both. For Tick, you got to be able to beat that nickel double A gap formation.
Yes, sir. That 2-4-5.
2-4-5. Here's a crazy way to beat it. Here's a tip. Matter of fact, let me put the tip of the show. To beat that nickel 2-4-5, when he comes in like that, you can really inside zone that and run right on the outside, right up the sideline, all day. All day long. You can do that all day.
Well, or if depending on how good your stick is, sometimes the best thing to do is run at that, and Tick's another one that likes to stop the run with his safety.
Mm-hmm.
If your stick is creative enough, once you get past that initial budge, if you can give him a move one way or the other,
you're going.
He's dead to water.
Yeah, you're going. Yeah, you're going. You're going. I see that formation. I auto right to an inside zone or outside. What is like an outside zone run or like 5-6 traps, them joints, or like a HB base, one of them joints where it kind of goes more out. Man, I'm out running that all day. You know.
Yeah. And the other thing you can't get caught up in is a lot of times when people see that, you think it's man. Mo does this a lot too. It looks scary, and you think pressure's coming, and then you automatically assume it's manned up. But at the snap of the ball, you trying to throw it real quickly, and all them dudes drop back. And there's a lot of picks to be had if you ain't patient. If you just assume pressure's coming and everybody's a man, and you throw it, but one of them D tackles drop back, that's a pick.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from the guys users, man.
See, and the thing going back to like this so tricky, and Mo does this too a lot, and I hate it. They run in a sneaky way. What I mean by that is they'll take the hike, and as soon as they take the hike, they wait. If you're not disciplined with your user to fall back, and they won't even go to them outsides. They'll just literally get right between the line and go straight up the middle of the field. But you done ran 20 yards back trying to chase some crosser, and next thing you know, that dude got green in front of his shit.
yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Next one. The offseason. Do you see anything in the draft? Any young guys look promising?
You know what? I wasn't ultra impressed with last season's draft, and even though this one's a custom, I'm not super impressed. But the one thing I noticed, here's a tip, and I'm not saying it's right, but I feel like when there's not a lot of great talent immediately jumps out in the eye, there's normally a shit ton of talent in free agency. Undrafted dudes and diamonds in the rough. It's a custom draft. There's definitely got to be some gems out there. If people haven't already, man, use them scouting points, man. Try to uncover as many of these dudes as possible, man. Like you should be taking inventory of your team right now, whether you playoff bound or not playoff bound. What do you need? What are you weak at? What are you trying to improve in? Like, perfect example. If I'm you, I'm thinking, hey, man, I need like a 400-pound nose tackle. I need an anchor in the middle of the damn field. I got all this blazing speed and block shit on the outside. I need Damon Snacks Harrison or somebody like that in the middle. If you're me, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I've always been of the opinion you can never have too many linemen. You know what I'm saying? I got a decent line, but they ain't great by no stretch of the mean. So if you're me, during this time, whether I'm playoff bound or not playoff bound, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Where are my problems at? Are they offensively or defensively? What do I absolutely have to have? What do I need? What can I get in free agency? If I can't get in free agency, where am I at in the draft? Is what I want going to be around at that time? So think about something I said earlier. You got to win the offseason to win in season. Now is the time to start that process. Who do you need to cut? You only got one more week before you got to mandatorily sign people like that you want to keep or not keep. So who do you want to keep on the squad? Who can you let go? If you have to let somebody go, are you holding on to them because of their name? Can you afford to sign some person like Travis Kelce? Let's say he was 30. Can you afford to give him a 5-year deal?
Man.
Like this is the type of shit right here, right now. Looking ahead in the offseason, you have to decide.
Yeah, that was my tip.
Travis Kelce, when he's 30, bro, in your cash strap, do you really want to drop 80 mil on him?
Right. So, for example, right, that was my tip. Like, I was gonna go with the signing aspect of it. Like, I have some players like Rashad Perriman, right? Got him free agency. He's 28. He's now 29. He wants a 3-year deal. I mean, his stats still solid. But why would I sign you for 3 years, bro? You're 28, maybe. You're 28 right now. So by the season start, you're gonna be 29. No, I'm letting you go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I really holding you on for? Your name? Because your speed is like 94. There's some young guys who could probably be 94. I can get 7-8 years back. I could drive or pick up 94 speed and lose and gain 7 more years of build up. Does that make sense?
It makes 100% sense because I'm gonna tell you something that's the same that I always have. So, okay, I'll actually use the guy's name. So maybe my best offensive lineman from a statistical standpoint is Kevin Zeitler. But he's 31. His pass block is at like 87, but his run block is at 72. He's having a Pro Bowl type season so far, but he wants to be re-signed for like 12 mil a year at 31. Could I make some things happen to sign him? I could, but I realistically might only get 2 more years out of the dude. But I would be allotting 12 plus mil a year to him. So even though I would hate to see the dude walk, I have some young linemen who aren't as good, but I also have other guys like Will Hernandez and Andrew Thomas and Cam Robinson that are good enough to where if I shift them around and just put some young boy at one of the guard spots and build him up, I can hold on to that 12 mil.
Yeah, or use that 12 mil free agency.
Absolutely. Well, and then if you're me, you got to think, I signed Saquon to a 5th-year option this year. So that means this year coming up, I got to pay that man. There ain't no more option. I got to pay that man or let him go. Well, if I'm committing $12 million a year to a 31-year-old guy, that impacts that move. And I'm actually glad, Gates, that we're having this conversation because that's the part that I think this is the part that I think hurts a lot of people. There's short-term moves and there's long-term moves. Short-term, it would be great if you kept Perriman. Short-term would be great if I kept Zeitler. But the consequence of that action, would I want to keep him over Saquon? Probably not, right? Not probably not. No, I would not. So I can't make a move now that's going to endanger me being able to sign him next season. And that's the way you have to look at it, not just, I can't let him go because he's my best lineman, this, that, and the third. I got to look at his age. I got to look at his productivity. I got to look at who I need to sign. I got to look at how much money I have.
Yeah, what are you really holding on, right? To what? His one stat of pass block? Because
exactly.
Like, let that go, man. Like, let that go.
Well, and especially that's a good point too, because depending on how you scheme, sometimes your scheme can overcome line deficiencies. If you're not a person that wants to go downfield all the time, and you dink and dunk, I don't need a lot of time to be able to get my shit off. So I don't need a dude with necessarily 87 pass block to hold up. I can take a chance on a young boy who's maybe 70 run block and 70 pass block because I'm not asking him to hold his block for 4 seconds.
Right. What are the stats you hold on to? Where's the receiver? Are you signing him because he's super fast? He got 97 speed? All right, maybe, but he can't be 97 speed and 28. Like, bro, you maxed out. You're done. It's only downhill from here. It's only downhill from here. Let him go.
See, and that's the other thing. And you touched on something that is so important. When you start talking about speed and you get guys 28 or 29, it's crazy because it's like you can be aggressive and sign them dudes, but then the season advance and you look at attributes lost and dudes is -2s across the board on everything. They lost 2 points in speed. They lost 2 points in acceleration. But now you just sunk $30 million into the dude for 3 years because he was a 97 speed, but now he's actually down to a 93 speed. And the year after that, he's down to a 90 speed. And now you're like, fudge. But I'm into this dude for like 15 mil a year now.
Yeah. Look, I'm into Kerrigan, right? I didn't even sign Kerrigan, re-sign him. But the field roster was on. When I moved, I switched to lineman's position, and the computer was like, "Oh, you out of the minimum." They re-signed Kerrigan. I was like, "Oh, I forgot about that, bro." I lost him for like 40-something weeks, but he's sucking up like 30-something million on my bench.
Oh,
and he got like a 5-year deal, like some crazy year deal. Like he's gonna be 40 by the time he leaves football team.
You know what's funny?
Crazy, man.
Well, I had a decision like that earlier with Golden Tate. Dude's contract, I couldn't wait him out because his contract is up in like 2023 or 2024. And every year, you know, to the back end of that contract, it's progressively worse. So like I'm on the hook, let's say next year for 10 mil. And then the year after that's 13 mil. The year after that's 15 mil. And I'm like, hold on. I'd rather just cut this dude right now and eat the $5 million. But I saved 10 mil, so I'm still up plus 5 million, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't wait this dude out. He's not playing. He's not starting. He's not on the squad. I got other dudes I want to sign. He's just tying up cap money. I got to.
He's tying up cap, and then ultimately you're hoarding players, man. You're hoarding young guys who never get in, who probably sit on your bench for 3 seasons. You just recycle and rotating young guys. And they never, you know what I'm saying?
That old head shit right here, that DJ Quick.
Yeah,
that baby pitching on the corner.
Yeah, man. So we'll see how the all season plays out.
Hey man, so let me ask you this. Damn, I had a good one for you, man, but I got caught up in the damn drink. Okay. It's kind of a tip, but what do you think, Gates, really helped you right the ship from season 1 to 2? And what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about the way you built your team. What gameplay tip do you feel you're employing now in season 2 that has drastically helped you improve over season 1? Do you get what I'm? It's kind of hard to what I'm saying.
A couple of things. For one, I had
to like you've adjusted and you learned how this game plays. So what do you know now that's allowing you to be successful that you didn't know in season 1?
I had to dumb it down. I had to really dumb it down, right? You know, we got these custom playbooks, and sometimes you get lost in that, right? You get lost in the adding all these, you know, like I'm on my idea formation. Like, ooh, I like that one play, and I try to build a whole little scheme around it, but then I never use it when it's game time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm only rotating through the same 12 plays anyway. So they're like, let me really dumb this thing down, and then run plays and have like I really had to have a real conversation with myself. Like, yo, Haskins is not that guy yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm out here trying to check it 30, 40 times. Like he's that guy. He's not that guy yet.
Do you like him for your starter though?
Huh?
Do you like him for your starter?
No, because I don't know what version I'm gonna get.
But do you think he can be that guy though?
Yeah, he can be that guy. I gotta build him up. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta build him up. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what Bears and Fear Tonight did to improve Tyree, make you just want to stick with Haskins and continue to develop him and let him run the squad?
Yeah, I've seen Cletus do it. I've seen you do it. I've seen guys build up guys. Where I'm used to having a quarterback who's kind of already solid, and everybody else I build around the QB. This time I feel like I built up everybody else, and now I got to work on the QB. It's like, you know what I'm saying? is different. So I've learned, like, yo, and me and Boo had a conversation. He's like, yo, Gates, like, you averaging 5 yards a run the ball, bro. Like, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's like, I had to have a conversation with myself. Like, what did I do last year to have Amy have such a good run in Madden? I dumbed it down. I ran the ball first. I stopped becoming so pass heavy. I kept it real simple, and that's what I did this year. That's it. I ain't, nothing crazy.
I like that. You know what's funny? I literally feel like I could say the same thing. The easiest thing I could say is, well, I built up talent around me to be better, but really, you can have all talent in the world. You still got to execute. I feel like I did the same thing you did. I love to air it out. I love to go deep. I love to hit Ross deep, Ingram, Slayton, all these dudes. I got Saquon Barkley, and I got a pretty good line. And I've been very successful on the ground, and I feel like, you know what? I'm not going to have as many yards and score as many points as I'm used to, but I have a fail-safe formula to where I play clean and efficient, and I win. Mm-hmm. Let's take one, tote the rock, check it down, take the deep when it's there. I'm playing really good defense. I'm top 6. So I'm able to keep people in front of me and kind of shut some things down. And as long as I don't make mistakes, I really, really limited turnovers, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, even going back to the decision for me to swap out D. Jones, I love Daniel Jones, but the rookie I drafted, quarterback, was playing so in the preseason. Something I just liked the way he threw the ball better. Mm-hmm. I felt like his arm was stronger. Boone told me this, and it makes a lot of sense. Daniel Jones has like a 87 or 88 throw power. Joseph Chambers has 94. But see, what people don't realize, it's not about airing the ball deep. The guys with stronger throw power, there's more zip and mustard on the ball, even on short and intermediate. And when Boone said that, I noticed it absolutely, because Daniel Jones sometimes will be off short and intermediate, and I get picked, and I didn't know why, because he's got very good short accuracy, medium, and deep, but he doesn't have the zip on that ball.
Yeah, he's not getting there fast enough.
Right. Whereas this kid Chambers, he's throwing dots.
Yeah. So the second time, I was like, damn, Daniel Jones out here beast. I said, oh, wait a minute, that's not Daniel Jones. It's the other kid.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So but how that translates is I threw 20 to 25 less interceptions this season. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I mean, so for me, like you said, dumbed it down, simplified it, played within my system, let my stars a Gatesism. Let's say Guam be great.
It's gonna be great.
If he's going to rush for 25 times to 230 yards, I might only throw it 9 times. I know that's not what I'm normally used to doing, but I won the game, so that's what it is.
Yeah, you know what else too? With the last patch, man, I really adjusted my abilities and my players too, man. I don't know if people are doing that. Man, me being able to adjust my abilities, game changing, bro. Game changing. Like McLaurin had something called like re-energizer and something else. I was like, man, what? 2 things I didn't even care about. I gave him 2 things I liked. Total different game. Chase Young, he was a hidden superstar. Then he all of a sudden became an X Factor. Gave him 2 abilities that I was like, oh, this could probably a crazy combo. He's been beasting ever since. Take advantage and go through your superstars and your stars, man, and pick a combo that works for you. Not what a YouTube might say or whatever. What you think would work for you. Like, for example, I talked to Rel. He's like, I play Rel in UG. He has Russell Wilson. Bro, Russell Wilson don't miss no throws. I don't know what Rel was doing. But then I watched Rel in our league, USFL, with Lamar Jackson, completely night and day. I told him today, like, yo, bro, you need to go see what Russell Wilson's abilities are and put that right on Lamar Jackson and transfer that right on over. So I don't care. He was like, Gates, he's fast. He got 97 break tackle. So I don't care about none of that. Give that man the same abilities you get Russell Wilson got. You transfer that same gameplay and competitiveness to that. You know what I'm saying? That's a key. I think that's a key thing that's probably not utilized. You know what I'm saying? I bet you a lot of people haven't changed their abilities. I know I have. You probably have. He just probably has. But
Well, yeah, I just got the Brill Peppers abilities, and I just changed it. And it's funny because I was talking to Boom. Believe it or not only will I change abilities, as crazy as it sounds, I might even change them game to game depending on who I'm playing and me
I do that too.
This he is and knowing. Yeah, so right. That's a game changer.
Yeah, I do it too. Ty, I do it too. If I play in somebody pass heavy, bro, I'm changing some of these joints around for sure.
Yeah,
I'm changing them around. If I know somebody like Skills, right, loves the man press. Tick loves the man press. Then I'm putting on something that could beat the press. You know what I'm saying? Just on my just my receiver, just so he don't get caught up in that. So when everybody else is trying to feel shut down, McLaurin gonna have a good day.
McLaurin, man. I feel like honestly it's funny. We saw my MVPs earlier. Man, McLaurin, I wouldn't necessarily, if he would have been a little more consistent at the beginning of the season, I'd have that be right in the conversation. I felt it personally against me, and then I seen it. I'm like, man, it's funny. The way you was talking about with me, like watching Ingram and Ross, which you was, hey, man, it's T. McLaurin. Shit. Because I don't really care what defense you play. I feel like he always figures out a way to get behind that shit. Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to just play to the team's strength, man. Like, man, if Prime can get somebody like if Prime can get a running back like he has in Boom's league, my God, man, it was a nightmare trying to stop Henry. Then we played an exhibition game right after that time, and he beat me again. I was like, yeah, with the same Titans team,
right?
This is crazy.
I know you was tight,
yo, because I said Prime, yo, don't even do nothing different, bro. Just do what you just did, yo. Ty, he did it again, bro. I couldn't stop it was bananas, yo. I was like, I don't know what you did with this team, but you need to take that team and I said you need to probably get Henry from T. Will or something, or get you a running back close to him or something. You play like that.
I'm gonna ask you this because I've been talking about this with Boom. I want to get your take on this. So tentatively, right now, if the playoffs started right now, it's the Carolina Panthers against the Falcons. They're divisional opponents, so this is the third time they're playing each other, right? So my question to you is this, or you look at the Bears and the Vikings. This is going to be the third time they're playing each other, NFC North. So my question for Gates is this. Is it to your advantage or disadvantage if you draw a very familiar foe in the playoffs? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. Because it's a bad thing. Because you can either go in there and run your game plan, like I don't care. We play each other 100 times back to back to back. I'm gonna do my thing, or you get caught up with. Let me try to hit him with something new, and it's probably something so new that you ain't even perfected it yet, and you end up going out of your game plan where you like, oh, I should just ran my regular plays. The new stuff ain't worked anyway. You know what I'm saying? You get so caught up in that mental thing. Like I feel like my game plan is gonna be different, the same. It's probably gonna be the same, but just out of some of the different formations. You know what I'm saying? Like for you, like I know I'm gonna get Barkley.
With different formations.
Huh?
So no, I feel you. I said so basically you would run the same concepts but different formations.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say you choose some regulars to see what the tempo's like. But like I know, like for example, I know I'm gonna get Barkley, right? But it's like how I'm gonna get Barkley. Am I gonna get Barkley like I got him a couple weeks ago? Based on the results of our game, or is he going to be in different formations? You run him a little different, maybe you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know, you just kind of you got to play it. You got to play it a snap at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play Candyman so much, bro. I might mess around hitting with Wildcat because I know. I swear to God, he texted me today like, "Yo, good game or whatever. Don't you even think about bringing out that empty slot formation." I was like, "Oh, I'm not. Already know." That's dead. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm already thinking.
Hey, think about it. After we played our game, I'll ask you, what's the first thing I told you? I said, yo, we're running an empty slot. Like you right. Like that's cerebral. You know what sucks? What really sucks is this. To really lab one formation and get it down pat with your time to feel good about it, how many hours would you say it takes you? If you had to guess. I mean, to be real dialed into a formation.
One formation? You talking about one formation?
Yeah.
And I say if I got like 15 plays in that formation, bro, I'm gonna probably spend the whole good afternoon on that joint, bro. I'm gonna be so dived in on that formation, like, you know,
I'm gonna tell you how unfair life is. Say it takes you a day to a week to master a formation. All it takes is another good player, one gameplay, 1 hour to look at what you're doing and figure out how to stop all that shit.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard to come out of what you like to do, because it's like, yo, like.
I was stubborn though too, Ty. I was stubborn, right? Because I knew you adjusted because I could see it. But I was so stubborn to be like, yo, I see what you're doing, but I'm gonna still force feed it. You gotta be able to adjust it, man. You gotta be able to like just step away, like you said, that pride. Like you gotta be able to like, yo.
And that's why adjustment. Because I lost that same way for the same reason you said. I'm like, yo, man, I do this. I understand who's open on all these plays, and I have multiples with the same look. So I'm gonna make him think I'm doing this, but I'm gonna do that. But maybe it's arrogance, like you said, on my part, because it's like, yo, what's the old thing? Hey, man, that man right there, he brought the game too. He gets paid to play too, man. Like you do this shit too.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't realistically think, oh, Gates has never seen trips tight end before. Like only I know something you don't know. Like you don't know the different things I could go to.
Right. Yeah. And it's you have to be like, yo, you have to tell yourself like, all right, he respected the fact to adjust to it. I need to respect the fact that he made the adjustments to it.
Yeah.
And let that go. Let that formation go. Let them side of plays go. He's seen the tendencies. He knows what's gonna happen. He's made the adjustments. He did the homework to make the adjustments. I now need to do the same thing and give him the respect and bring out something else.
No, you absolutely right. And it's funny because that's why I like talking to Boone or talking to, you, Cletus. I've always torn on playing a divisional opponent 3 times. Like, I don't know what anybody here thinks of Mo, but if Mo was in the playoffs and I drew him in the first round, okay, I can say I know what he's going to do. I know what I got to do. But I feel like you can't keep playing the same person and just think that they're not going to make any moves or adjustments. Like, I'd almost rather, like, me and Dre play a lot, but not enough to the point where, unless he's been watching a ton of my film, me and him are going to be doing some different things. So I feel I have more of a chance of being successful against him than I would you. And it has nothing to do with, oh, Dre sucks at this, that, and third. You've seen my entire deal multiples of times.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I went to something brand new, I'm not surprising you with nothing. But I might bust a track play or something on him and crack him for 90 yards. Yeah. I do the same play on you, and I might get 2. Because you already know what's coming.
For sure. Yeah, like let's say I beat Boone today, right? And then if I get in the playoffs, and the next week I got to play him again.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Bro, yeah, I just exposed my whole hand.
Yeah.
Yo, here goes let me see your cards. All right, to play the hand. You just see my hand. Like how you already know what I'm got. I might shuffle the cards around, but
you know how we can prove this point? Me and you can prove this right now. Think about this. You play somebody and the game disconnects, and y'all immediately rerun it. I feel like almost 95% of the time that happens, you lose that game.
You lose that game. Yeah. Bro, I don't even come on the same playbook now. If that happens, and then let's run it back, I just pick a random playbook. I'm going to hit you with some random that I don't even know what's going on. Because you just seen everything else. I'm like, I'm going to just hit you with some random playbook too. Like I'm going to just pick some random book. Like, oh, this looks like a good one. And we'll just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll just figure it out on the fly. Me
and you are in agreement. Playing divisional opponents for a third time is no bueno.
This is what I was saying. This is what I was saying when we first did this show, this whole Madden. When people are like, yo, you should go to beat the Rams. Bro, I don't want to beat the Rams. I don't want to play Candyman 3 times every time. That's not fun for me. You know what I'm saying? That's not fun for me. We already text each other, yo, see you in the NFC Championship. See you. For what? And he's like, yo, I swear, don't bring out the empty slot formation. It's dead. Bro.
You know.
Yeah, come on, man.
You know what? That shit right there kind of takes your heart. Like if I'm playing you and you like, hey, dude, that play right there, don't do that shit.
Yeah, don't do it.
I have two ways to look at it. I can go, well, F that. I'm still going to do it anyway. But I feel like now I know this dude too much, and I know he's on my head with that. Like I feel like he got something for me. Why would I test him?
Why would I test him? Now, to be spiteful, I might come out in the play, but I'm going to audible to something else just to mess with his head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that, or if I did that, I'm gonna come out in a play from that same formation that you haven't seen.
You've never seen. The one that, you know how they got the play calls where it's like, how many times you called it? I'm picking all the ones I never even picked before.
Hey, absolutely.
So,
Like I might come out in this, boom. I might come out in a play you think I'm on the trap on. And you bring everybody this way, and throw a screen that way. That type of shit.
Yeah, that stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. So
I might come out and pistol bunch tight end. Oh man, whenever I see you do that, they're gonna run halfback zone to the left. Now I'm gonna throw the cross drag and catch that shit on the right. It's that type of shit. The game within the game.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Hey, so let me ask you this. Last thing. I seen our good buddy Boondocks. He said, man, he caught that shit over 3 receivers. It was the last
comments.
Yeah. Talk to me about this.
So a couple of things, right? Boone on that drive, in my mind, Boone on that drive, he gets to, man, he goes, I'm out, he's in field goal range. I know I'm like, yo, Boone's just gonna run it down, kick the field goal, get out of here. Right? And I see him running the ball. Yo, bro, I ran commit to the right. I knew the formation he'd been running all game. I ran commit to the right, and the man still took it and runs in the end zone. I lost my mind. I lost my mind, bro. Lost it. In fairness, too, I thought he was just going to run the clock out and kick the field goal, but we both know, and he said it too, like, yo, like, when you get in a situation like that, you're in a high chance for blocked field goals. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Yeah.
Like, when it's like them game winning, it's like
I won a crucial game that I was behind this year like that. I blocked that shit. Mundo.
Yeah, it's like, yo, it's like, do I really want to take a chance with a blocked field goal? You know what I'm saying? So that's what Boone's mindset. So he scores. Man, I knew he was gonna come out some crazy prevent D, right? I figured I would just chuck it as much as I can. The throw where I swore he caught it. I swore everything I love, he caught that ball and rolled in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And they just didn't give it to him. I just threw it and I just seen a circle. And Boone is like you, right? And I've learned to do it too. When when it's like 15 seconds, 10 seconds left, you throw it up. I've learned not to click on them because they get that pass interference bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I threw it and I was like, oh, Boone ain't even gonna click on them. Oh, it's me and the computer all day. My eyes got big, bro. I was like, oh, me and the computer. Because I knew he don't want to get the pass interference call. He catches it. And I watched the replay. I think Boone user swatted the ball out of his hand. I don't know. Whatever. I feel like Madden gave me a makeup call. I'm not going to hold you. But I threw it again. And Boone did it again, like not clicked on the guy. Because he didn't want to get the pass interference. And I get the roughing the passer. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Roughing the passer? 4 seconds left. I was like, oh, no seconds left. Actually, no time left. Then I'm like, yo, what do I call? I'm going to call my favorite play. You know what I'm saying? You had to know the play because I've been doing it all. Every time he's been man, I was doing it. And it's crazy because I went back and watched his stream. He wasn't even in man. In my mind, I just thought he was in man. I didn't even care what he was in, Ty. He had to pick the left side or the running back. Running back went behind the linebacker. Boone was committed too far to the one side, as he should have been. And Haskins made a good throw, man. Then I was like, yo, do I go for 2? I wanted to, but his lineman, that defensive tackle he got, if I ran the ball in that situation, I know his defensive tackle is going to blow the game up.
Yeah.
Blow the line up. And I thought, yo, just kick the field point. If Boone wins it, he wins it. It wasn't even supposed to go to overtime, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already.
You playing with house money.
Yeah, already. It ain't supposed to be this far anyway. I get the I was talking to the Mrs. Nephew, right? Because he was watching it like, yo, I can't believe he caught it. Yo, he's like, oh my God, that's the greatest comeback I ever seen, right? I'm like, yo, chill out, yo. I'm about to blow this thing. You know, I ain't over with, man. He ain't gonna just die. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna just lay down and die. He ain't gonna do that. Get the coin toss. I ain't want to give him the ball. What I did to Boone in that overtime is what I'm telling Steelers to do to Cletus. I ran the ball the whole jump. I kept it 5 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. I didn't want Boone to get the ball at all. Got as close as I could, kicked the field goal, GG'd him, and just got out of there.
You know what's so funny? It's funny because what's that old saying? You live by the sword, die by the sword. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what Boone does to so many people. Is he'll stick around, figure out a way to come back, tie the game, and if it goes overtime, you ain't never getting the ball. Or if it goes to Boone in the end of the fourth quarter, you ain't seeing that shit no more.
Yeah, you ain't seeing
it no more, man. So that's the most helpless feeling in the world when you're on defense with somebody who's controlling the clock, and you just know, man, I can't really. He ain't killing me, but I can't stop him. Like, I'm really probably not going to get the ball back.
Yeah, for sure. Just going through some of these comments. Jersey Boy Don says the running breacher for first hurts. Yeah.
And that shit do. Or you know what's just as bad as that? The dudes that like Ezekiel Elliott, you know, because you in our division now. That dude, you ain't never sticking that dude for a backwards loss. I don't care. Even
he falls forward.
He still falls forward.
He always falls forward, yeah. Kurt said he has no linebackers this year. His best linebacker is 67.
Yeah, because remember I was saying Kurt. I said, hey, man, Kurt always has solid D. And I'm like, to see Kurt give up so many points this year, I'm like, I knew he was strapped for cash. He had some personnel decisions, but I'm like, something's off because Kurt doesn't give up light points like that.
Q-Mill says Jets and the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, that knocks off a lot of big dogs.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That means no tick. That means no fear. That means no Jersey boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a tall task. She for sure. Yeah, with Cletus.
Yeah.
That last game.
Yeah, for sure. We said that Jersey Boy don't have no Julio or whatever, and he's still here. Yeah, and then boom caught the ball with 3 guys at the end of the game. And so like, yo, what was going through your mind as you're watching the game? Because I know it's a good game, but you need me to also lose to get the division. So, like, what is your mindset going through that game? Like watching that.
Mind?
Yeah, because like I said, if I win, I'll possibly win the division.
Huh? No, you. My mindset. Okay. So here's the way I totally look at everything. My mindset is, I need to beat Chargers. I can't depend on other people doing what I got to do. But I knew that was a tall order with Chargers. And I actually had a good game plan at the beginning of that game. I had good coverage. I don't know how he got some of the catches he got. I didn't get mad. It was just a bang play, and I didn't come out on top. So when I lost that game, the game cut off at the beginning of the fourth. No need to replay that. I set up the force for Chargers. My mindset is okay. Gates has a tough opponent in Boone, but now instantly I'm thinking to myself, what Boone is Gates going to get? Is he getting Boone this in? I'm locked in there regardless. I'm trying to sit all my dudes down. I don't really care about this game. Or is he getting a competitive, fired up Boone? But Boone is cut from kind of that same cloth we cut from in terms of when we compete over here. So my mindset is I prefer for you to lose because I don't like leaving shit up to 18 tiebreakers in different scenarios because you never know. Like, it's not guaranteed to me now. Like, honestly, Gates, as crazy as it sounds, if we advance and I'm not in and you are, I'm not even going to be surprised. That's just the way mad it is. We went through the 24 scenarios and you start with football team and he starts with Giants, which used to be years ago, the first name of the place, and I lose. You start having regret, man. I could have won this game. I should have won that game. So my mindset went from, okay, Boone is taking care of business and I could breathe easy and relax and know I'm in here to, oh, shit. Okay, well, it's tied. Okay, but I still have faith. And when that went down, then it went down to my first initial reaction was, well, I'm probably not even going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
But then I went through and looked at everything, and I said, okay, because the same time I was looking through everything, Fear the Night said, well, Ty, you should still win on points forced. I looked. For some reason, I thought when you beat Boom, that gave you one more NFC conference win than me. And I was like, well, Gates got it. Because I think I even mentioned that chat. I'm like, Gates has it. But when I looked, I'm like, no, that brought you even with me. I'm like, okay, me and you split in the regular season. So we're tied 1-1. We both have 4 division wins, and we both have 7 conference wins in the championship. I mean, in the NFC.
Yeah.
So then it defaults to the points forced. And I'm like, man, I looked at that. But see, now I'm going to keep it Triller with you. I told this to Boom. And I've mentioned this before, and I'll even talk about this to Bill. This is where it's kind of difficult me with our sportsmanship rule. Because I've been saying this for multiples of Maddens now. Mm-hmm. If you look at a scenario like this, where somebody's going to play and somebody's going home based off how many points you scored, but this person may have had the ability to score more points in the season, but didn't in fear of adhering to the rule. This is kind of, and I personally told you this multiples of times. This is why kind of that rule bothers me somewhat.
Yeah.
Because of this exact scenario right here.
Yeah, we have a cap on it. Like, because my question to you would be, how many points, how much of a gap are points forced, right? Like, how much of a gap? If you say something like,
it's not a great deal. Give me a second.
You know, and then I took 3 sims. Like, I took 3 sims. Like, I shouldn't even, you know, I got to work on my schedule and not take no sim losses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that right there is where it gets difficult, because the counter I get to that is exactly what you just said, and I can't argue it. Well, if he didn't take these sims and he played his games,
but I can't.
That's what it is.
Like you said with the Seahawks, that's not your fault. That's not, you know, Gates should have been available, right? But, you know, and C-Dub shouldn't have ducked me that one game. But, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, so right now, the way it stands, I'm at 531, you at 497. So I have a 34-point lead. But remember, my charging is going to get forced. So even if I get shut out in the force, I still have a 34-point lead. So there's no, I can't. Yeah. Obviously, any points I score in that force is going to increase that loss. But if you think about it, you can put up 34 points and a half, bro. Yeah. I've seen you do it. So to me, that's kind of the yin and yang of, it's a combination of 2 things. It's like what I said earlier about Ninja. If you lost multiples of seasons and opportunities to play in the playoffs because you keep getting sim losses, at what point do you say, hey, listen, if somebody's going to take a playoff spot for me, they're going to have to flat out. At what point do you actually decide to commit to play your games?
Yeah, because I'm
going to be in them streets, see Skrilla stock, because he was another one. I'm going to be in them streets. But now, man, I should have been there. No, you should have played your games.
Yeah, I should have played my games, for sure. So if I don't get in now, that's cool. I should have played my games. I understand.
But at the same time, I've said this once, I've said it twice, I'm going to say it again. I do value sportsmanship. So I don't want to say I don't care about other people and their feelings. But I don't want to be penalized for doing the right thing.
For sure.
If I'm taking my foot off the gas, pretend I didn't have no sims and I played all my games and I did everything the right way. But because I play a ball control offense and I'm just not explosive and I'm not looking to rub people's faces in it, it will be really hard for me because I've lost playoff spots to that before. So for me, there's a special place in my heart for this. And I don't know. That's hard for me to swallow.
Yeah, so like take the game like when I was up on the Raiders, like 40-something to 30-something to something at half. By rule, second half, I got to go chew clock. You know what I'm saying? I could have scored 50, 60. And then the points forward in my favor. But I gotta be mindful of the sportsman thing. Because I might get tagged on that. You know what I'm saying? It makes it tough, man.
It does.
It makes it tough.
It does, man. And that's why, like, yeah, it does. But
it is what it is. I mean, you get in, bro. Get in. That's cool. I ain't mad at it. I mean, you played all your games, I'm assuming, right? You didn't get to take no sims.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about it, what's interesting is there are several teams that are going to finish 10-6. So,
Yeah.
like I've told you before, what's to say I'm gonna be 10-6? Let's say Bucks wins, he's 10-6. You're 10-6. Say Seahawks wins, he's 10-6. What's to say that I know for a fact I lost the Bucks, so I would lose that tiebreaker. Did you play Bucks?
Well, I had the old one.
Right. Did you play him?
Nah, he didn't respond, and then he got he left. I got the sim loss.
Oh shit! So me and you both lose tiebreaker to the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Seahawks. I didn't play Seahawks this season, so I'm gonna assume you didn't either.
I got Seahawks, Bucks, and Moondog. I think I'm my 3 sim losses. No, Vikings. No, Vikings. It was Vikings, Moondog, and Bucks, Moondog, and Vikings. And that Moondog worked second shift. So he was like trying to play during the day, and I couldn't play during the day. So it was like I had to fair sim it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, this is gonna be so crazy. That's why I wish these late games wasn't so late. Because I just want to see and know what I'm getting into. So I know tonight, hey, if I'm preparing for the off-season playoffs, or if I'm preparing for the off-season roster, like
lesson for me, don't take no sims. Don't whether I win them or lose them, right? Just to say let's say I played them all and I lost all 3. At least I know I lost them on my own. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel. And you know what's funny? I know in terms of living life, sometimes we get caught up in some shit and we think, oh man, season, I'll get that back. I'm cool. I'm just gonna go on the run. But I feel like this, Gates, there's so many times when I've lost in close situations and I look back at the season in totality and think how that one decision I made 5 weeks ago is affecting some shit that's happened today. That's why I don't take sims. I just don't. And to be honest, I don't even do the fair sim. I play the computer. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the computer, but I need to control my own destiny. I'm not putting in the hands of nothing or nobody. If I play the computer, I can take my players out when I want to. It's like, here's a perfect example. I thought about this today, going back to us talking about strategy. My game against the Chargers is a force. I took all my starters out.
Mm-hmm.
If in case I make the playoffs, I'm automatically losing in this force. Why would I want to go into the next round at 5 advance and have 5 starters out, including Saquon?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't need to build up their stats. I took all my starters out.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you. Because you know how that's how I go, man. You get the force, and the next thing you know, somebody hurt for 20 weeks.
Bro, every time I ever got a force win, I lost multiples of people. I won the battle and lost the war. Just every time.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, like 4th on my depth chart for everything. You're going to have to earn getting hurt.
Jersey Boy Don said the lowest seed in the AFC is 8-8.
Listen, he got a good point. Skill said something the other day. Hey, listen, I know it. Whatever conference you in, we take pride in it. Don't get me wrong. The big dogs barking at the top of the FC East. They some powerhouses.
Bro, people balling, bro.
Top heavy and having talent all the way up and down the board. The NFC East is top heavy. But you're not getting into the NFC playoffs at 8-8. That's a fact.
Bro, you might not even get in at 10-6, which sounds just crazy.
Thank you. Exactly.
10-6, you might be out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not Mike. There's gonna be a few people out at 10-6.
Yeah, 10-6.
And you going home.
You go home, right? For sure. I mean, even AFC is ball. I mean, AFC's 8-8 gotta be like that because somebody has to lose, right? Like, give or take 1 or 2 games, and it could have been a couple 8-8 spots, but people are just actually playing some good football right now.
Yeah.
On both sides of the conferences.
Absolutely.
On both sides of the conferences. For Jersey Boy Don to go dominant, Bills to go dominant, to Terrell won a division. Now all 3 of them divisions are now turned around. Tick won his division. Cletus looks like he's ahead of that division, possibly. And Boone could win the NFC South. Just that quick.
Yeah.
Just that quick. Bears lost his division, where he easily won it last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Mo lost his division. It's me or you got it.
Yeah.
So I was like, again, year 2, nothing was the same.
Yeah, that was
Nothing the same.
but that's crazy playing in the NFC. It's like shit. Like I said this earlier in the chat, like a couple of days ago. Shoot, you almost got to win the division. Like if you want to play for a wild card, that's some real risky business.
And the only reason you got the wild card is because you didn't win the division.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Everybody's playing to win the division.
Yeah.
Man, you want to get in the playoffs? Win your division. That's the only way. That is the only guaranteed way to get in right now. That's what it feels like, at least on the NFC side. I can't speak on the NFC side. But this year on our side, the only way you getting in is if you win a division.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Madden's gonna figure everything else out.
Well, to be honest, it's kind of like that on the AFC side, to be honest, because if you think about it, between Skills, Bills, Creasy, and Don Joe, 3 playoff spots almost every season could come out that division. So if you everybody else, I gotta win the div.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like they're taking almost half of the playoff spots out of that one division. And then you got 2 conference winners. So that's 5 spots. So if you everybody else, it's like, hey, I can't chant shit to like the wild card.
Right. Well, time of that show, man. Who you put on the list, man?
I would put Doc on that shit, but he ain't here no more. 0-14, brother. Come on, man.
Oh, at 16.
Like, yeah, like, come on, man. You couldn't get 1 win. But I talked to him, and I know he's frustrated and he get a lot of shit going on, so I'm not going to put him. That's the low-hanging fruit. I'm going to put the AFC South on that shit. The whole entire division. Like,
that's Q-Mill division?
Yeah, and Q-Mill was my surprise of the year and my comeback person of the year. So they get props there, but I need more out of Tone and Chuck. They're both better than they're playing. I didn't expect them to only win 3 games each. Like, I'm going to say this, at least for me, and Jersey said this about me. The Get It Together list for me, it isn't about, oh, ha ha, he, I'm going to make fun of you and talk shit and smash you. I actually respect your game. And I actually feel like I've seen you play better. And I actually know you have more to bring to the table. And you've underperformed what I expect of you. Mm-hmm. So as opposed to people looking at Get It Together as, oh, you trying to shit on me and this, that, and the third, what you need to understand is I actually respect you. I think you're a better player.
Yeah, going to a level of expectation.
Right. So if you're never mentioned on this list, it means I don't think you shit. So like you did what I expected you to do. Mm-hmm. So that's why I put the AFC South on it. Like I expect more out of Truck. I expect more out of Tone. I expect more out of Tricana Sana, Will, the Titans. But he was at 7-9. So next season, I need a little bit more out of the AFC South. So that's why I Get It Together.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
Oh, yeah. Man.
I mean, he's been around before, right? He's not like somebody brand new.
Yeah. And you got A. Donald, and you got Jay Ramsey, and you got Jay Goff.
Yeah. You didn't get like the worst team ever handed to you, man.
His problem is he's one of those guys I told you about. Because Dexter is a guy I brought into the league. I've known Dexter for a long time. His problem is he's one of those dudes that doesn't know how to manage the game outside of playing the game. He's one of those dudes that loses every offseason. He never makes no trades and moves. He's got bad salary cap. He doesn't bring anybody on. He doesn't cut dudes. Man, you can't be running around with Cooper Kupp, 95 years old and 60 speed type shit. You know? I mean, you got to make some moves. I mean, I want to say, I don't even know who he drafted last year. You know what I'm saying? And he had a pretty high draft pick last year. So he's him, Tone, Truck. These dudes got to start winning the off season.
Yeah.
It's fun to pick up sticks and play, and I'm with that, but you got to start making moves.
So Jersey Boy Don said, well, I know someone who's supposed to be a heavy hitter missing the playoffs 2 years in a row. That's fine. I'll take that. It comes with the territory. But Jersey Boy Don, man, it's either Super Bowl or bust for me. every year, if I don't win a Super Bowl, it's all the other stuff is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the mindset for me. So I could make the playoffs and get eliminated round one. The end result is the same. Nobody cares unless you win the Super Bowl. Nobody cares. We're year 2. The only thing that people remember from year 1 is you talked a lot of trash and you won the Super Bowl. Kudos to you. Other than that, nobody else cares. Nothing else matters. That's it. So I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I went from 8-8 to only losing 3 games this year. Took 3 sims. Now let's see what happens next season when I take no sims. And then we'll see what's happening. You better hope I don't make it, and then I gotta play you first round because we already know the results, bro. Like we know the results. When I'm around, you don't go to the Super Bowl. When I'm not around, you might make it.
Yeah. You know what I've always said about you that I've always liked and respected? Even when you have your moments of talking shit, you always are accountable. That's why I told you this as long as I've known you. I said, man, I respect that. You be accountable.
Yeah. And you deserve to get in. And you did what you were supposed to do. You didn't take no sims. You played your games. You should get in. If I don't get in, cool. You earned it, bro. It wasn't like it was given to you. You earned it. And you beat me during the season. You earned that shit. So if you get in, good. You get in.
Yeah, I went to a rough spot in the middle of the season where I lost like half my start. I had 6-7 dudes on the injured reserve, all kinds of starters. I was like, man, shit.
Yeah, they teased you last man because you didn't make the playoffs at all. Last man, right?
Yeah. Oh, last man?
Yeah. But they made a wild card. Yeah, you did. You did. Wild card, right?
Well, last Madden, I won the NFC. If you talk about Madden 20, I won the division a few times.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, but I'm saying you wasn't winning no games. And they were like trying to clown you. Now that's all turned around. So it's like,
yeah.
None of that don't mean nothing to me.
That you know what? That's how I am, man. Like, I mean, for me in particular, especially because the game's evolved from the way it's played. I'm a fan of my team, so I got to pay the price for playing with that team, and that means it's going to be rough in the beginning. But after we get out past the beginning, it's on me. It's in my control. It's up to me to build them up. I just know off the rip, it's going to be a tough sledding, but
yeah. My question to you, Jersey Boy Don, can you go back to back? Is Tick going to give you the Super Bowl? Is he going to call your phone and text you and say, yo, I got you. Go ahead and take it. You know what I'm saying? Because seeing how he played that Super Bowl and even how he's playing now, and he blew out the guy right after your game, you can't tell me he didn't take the dive, man. You can't tell me he didn't take the dive. But we'll never know because y'all related and he'll never probably admit to it. He took the dive. But let's see what happens. You know? Ty, what's your improvements for next season?
What's my what?
Improvements. Regardless of how it shakes down, what are you trying to improve?
Continue developing my QB because he played a great season. I don't really have nothing negative to say there. Obviously, continue to build him up, kind of similar to the way the Bears continue to build up Tyree. I like to be able to generate a little bit more heat in the game. I'm in a good place. I just need to play smart at all times. Play smart at all times and continue to develop my team. Really, honestly, like it's kind of even what I said about you. If you really think about it, man, even with you missing them sim games, you won 10 games this season, and you really caught fire toward the back end, and you're doing stuff that translates well and plays well. So you don't really need to tweak none. You just need to stay consistent and keep doing that and just play all your games.
Yes, play my game.
And that's kind of how I feel. Like, okay, I won 10 games this season. You know what? I went through a rough patch. I had some injuries, but I didn't do myself some favors in some of them losses. I mean, I went back and watched the game against me and Jersey Boy. He was laughing at me at the end because he run committed by accident, and I threw it to the only dude that was covered on the field. So stuff like that mental lapse where I seen how many dudes I had open on that play, it's like, okay, you know what? There was a lot of pressure coming my way, but you would like to think that you have enough mental fortitude to withstand that pressure and make better decisions. So I don't really think I need to necessarily improve. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, but play even smarter and be even more efficient.
Yeah, for sure. And that was just, you know how that is in the moment, man. You hike the ball and everybody's crashing, and your instinct is to hit the button. You know, that's just a simple.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a simple mistake. For me, man, I'm gonna see if I can try to focus on stopping the run, and then seeing if I can get Haskins, where I need him to be, where I feel just a little bit more confident. If not, I actually, you know what I need to do? I need to get Leonard Fournette involved. I got 3 great running backs, and I'm only using 2
I
of them.
like Leonard Fournette, man.
Yeah,
I'm a Fournette dude.
Yeah, I got to give, I signed him. Now I got to give him some touches, man. So, that's it, man. Anything for the last play of the game? We're 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, it's overdue. I mean, we ain't did a show in a minute, so 2 hours and 20 minutes should be enough.
Yeah, I think we touched on everything. Maybe just try to, I don't know, maybe knock one of these out. Maybe midweek as times line up as we kind of get playoff matchups set and kind of see how things are going.
Yeah. I would say
the Jags gonna play if they ain't started playing by now. I'm like, what's going on with that game?
Oh, I don't know. I would say people who are in the playoffs 1 snap at a time, man. There's a lot of football left.
Okay, Jets is online. Jags is online. Are they playing or what?
You watch these already?
I'm in the chat.
You watch?
No.
Yeah, I would say anybody made the playoffs, man, one snap at a time, and there's a lot of football left. Anything you do in the regular season, it's up to you. You know how to keep it going, or depending on how you're familiar with your opponent, you use that to your advantage. I think we did some really good key breakdowns and game analysis. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it, man. I don't really have nothing else. Like you said, maybe do something advances tomorrow, maybe something Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Let's link up on Tuesday, man, and see what we can do.
Okay, that'll work.
Hey, brother, man. Hey, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, man, and you know what? Have a good rest of your night, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on this cough, man. Y'all don't want you to be thinking I got corona. If I gotta buy Tuesday, man, I might have to go get checked out, man. I'm about to hit the hood.
I'm about to get that temperature going, bro.
No, I don't got none of that, man. I'm going right to the hood, get one of them free tests. You know, so walking around swabbing everybody, man. But go ahead and get one. Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna do that, man. Somebody put Boom put they just started. Oh, the game just started. So we'll just lock in here.
All right.
So we get together with good what's the name? Oh, you know what I want to do too, real quick before we got out here? Remember that one year we did the Super Bowl live, man? Let's see if we can try to do that again, man.
The what?
The Super Bowl. Remember, I think we did the Super Bowl one of the games.
Yeah. Hey, and it's funny because you said that, and I was thinking that same day too. Or even if we didn't do the Super Bowl, we would go to certain games and be like, "Hey, man, we would commentate on what we were seeing."
Yeah,
that was you came with that, and that was dope.
Yeah, let's try to see if we can do that. You know, at least if we can't do it these first rounds, like one of the championship games and the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's try to do that. Even if we come in like late fourth quarter or second half, just something different. You know what I'm saying? Just to.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so. All
right, man.
All right, well, cool, man. I appreciate everybody for rocking out. Myself and Ty, we're signing off here.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. You too.